Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty up the crack and we stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced, leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
Yo, welcome to Pub Sports Radio. His name's Jimmy the Bag. My name's Peter Loshak. This is Loshak in the Bag Show. We've been doing this for years. We do it every Tuesday. We always have a great time. It's great to be back with you, Jimmy the Bag. I think it's going to be a good show. I got my Joe Burrow card here. That was a gift at Pubapalooza 2 from my man, Jimmy Gomez. We got this new shirt. I think it's going to be a little bit lucky. We got, of course, the old mainstay, the Yankees hat. Look at this. Pineapple sunglasses. That's gotta be lucky. That's gotta be lucky. I think I'm gonna have at least a slightly winning day. I would be shocked if I was up less than half a unit overall on today's show. And that's just in baseball. Though, of course, we got WNBA with Teece. I'm very interested to hear what he has to say. And I have been hitting tennis and soccer, Jimmy the Bag. I'll tell you, I am on the over 4 in Panama, France, and I was on the over in the Netherlands game yesterday. It went to 7 goals. I should have pounded the hell out of that one. I was a little bit hesitant. I feel the same way. Total is high. Panama, France. I'm on the over. I'm on the first half over 1.5 as well. I'm on the France first half team total over 1.5 as well. Hitting that, and I'm on Zhang in tennis. That's coming up pretty soon. I got it at like minus 125 or something. So those are 2 non-baseball bets I'm on. Think it's going to be a good show, Jimmy the Bag. Weird time in baseball, of course. We got Sandy Alcantara going today. Few bets I have made, and I think overall it's going to be a good show. How are you doing, Jimmy the Bag?
Well, first off, Sean Higgs has blessed our show right off the hop with a $50 donor. What a guy.
Oh, hell yeah. And Sean Higgs, if you want to get that $50 right back quickly, Sean Higgs, there's no locks in sports betting, but I think there are some very positive EV bets in sports betting, especially in things like the Women's World Cup. And I don't know, man. Panama, France, over 4. I'm on it. Sean Higgs.
What a guy, Sean Higgs, giving us the goods here.
And he likes the under in the Mets. Yeah, that's a fascinating game. We'll talk about that. That was my lean as well, Jimmy the Bag.
I have bet the Royals' first 3 innings in that game.
Shit, huh?
Yes, at plus money. I moved on a couple first threes. The Guardians at plus 145. And the Royals first 3 at plus 110. I'm buzzing still from last night's live show. It was not only really fun, but hugely profitable for all of us.
No shit.
Oh, man, huge. Dave Rogers hit 10 of 11 bets live. It was great. I went 3 for 3 on my live action, too, and cashed the Diamondbacks first 7 plus a half at plus 140 when they were down. It was just a lot of glory all around. So I'm buzzing still. I needed it. MLB, you're having a spectacular season. I'm not, and it's weighing on me. And I needed that last night. So thank you to everybody who was there.
Great to hear. Unreal. I was going to say, if Dave hit 10 of 11 bets, I was like, yeah, but they're probably all negative 1,500. So he lost money. But then you went 3 for 3. There's no odds I can make up. You made money, Jimmy. If you went 3 for 3, I don't care if they were minus 50,000. You made money last night, and I'm happy for you, Jimmy the Bag.
It was nonstop. Wine Time Sports gave out 2 straight winners. The Tone Miggins gave out a winner after winner. There was a Homer props. It was just all encompassing excellent night there, and that gives me hope. Sean Higgs has blessed our show. I'm excited. Ron Crawford gets us started with the MLB spreadsheet play of the day. It is the Twinkies. The sad sack Minnesota Twins. Looks like nobody.
Wait, does that game have a line? I didn't even see a line for that one, though, Jim. There's 3 games that I didn't have a line for.
Really? There was no line for Twinkies Cardinals?
Minnesota? I didn't see it.
Oh, is that because what you think? We think Michaelis could be traded?
Yeah, I'm still not at Heritage. I'm not seeing it. Let me see it.
Oh yeah,
Pinnacle. I'm
I've
not
got
seeing
one.
it.
I've had one at Bet365.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it is
Okay.
backed by Professor Chris. I hope you keep an eye on Professor Chris. He shares his model with us every day, and it's very successful. He's making a ton of money. Viper NB in the house, and here we go. Justin McElvey also was delivering winners last night. Stacks play of the day is Austin Riley RBI. Let me get that locked in for the Braves spot here. I have 6 bets, Pete. 6 bets that I've locked in here. I have 6 bets I've locked in CFL as well. I'm excited about. I'm excited. I needed last night. Last night was just I needed the boost. I've been feeling the heat. My bankrolls aren't invincible. Here we go. Austin Riley, Angels, Braves for Justin McElvey. A serious business. There's Fly White Mike said, yeah, it was great. Fly White Mike was rocking with us the whole time. The chat was just money in the bank. It was an 8-hour show too, an 8-hour live stream. Jay Smooth, Markel, Sancho, Teece, there he is. He'll be joining us here soon. Slow Jams, Arsenal in the house. And Cover Kings, he was great last night as well. Nasty Nate, ready to get to work. Professor Chris up 12 units since the All-Star break. Reclaim James, Leonard Porch Jr., and BJ. Our guy BJ, I now follow him on Twitter. And I think we all should. We all should. I didn't know he was on Twitter. Let me get here. Let me just pop BJ's Twitter handle into the chat. I think we should all follow our guy BJ, who hands out winners here on the regular. There is his Twitter handle right there. His best bet is the Orioles money line plus 101. Earl Sports bets. He cashed on the extra innings in the Padres Rockies game. Grisham hit that home run with 2 out in the bottom of the ninth, or the top of the ninth. But man, it was a nice one there. Orioles money line for BJ. I'm on that as well. And then there is a Razor Sharp Picks in the house. You know where he was last night? The Drizzy Drake concert with his wife.
Oh, for real? Very nice. Very nice.
Drizzy Drake. And he goes for 5 straight Gamblers First Glance winners. He cashed a Gamblers First Glance last night or yesterday with the Phillies. The live stream got popping immediately because I had the Marlins to score first at plus 115. Man. That cashed in the bottom of the first inning, and we just started rolling from there. And he picked up 1.7K from a pick 5 at Ellis Park. What a monster he is. Viper, Detroit, Pittsburgh, first 3 in first 5 under for our Viper MB. I'm going to copy and paste all these. Can you give a couple more shout outs while I do some copying and pasting just before we get rolling here, Pete?
Hell yeah. Shout out to Joe Yurkovich, who says, so Panama, France, total goals over 4 is Pete's banger. Yeah, look. In all these Women's World Cup bets that I've made, I've been doing very well with them. But before the game starts, each individual bet, I'm like, I have no idea if this is a good bet or not. Overall, I've been doing great. I was big on the Netherlands over yesterday, which I was like, oh fuck, is this stupid? No, the cash super easily. So I feel the same way. Could this one wind up 2-zip? Yeah, I don't know, but I'm on the over 4 in Panama, France, and I also took the first half over 1.5 as well, and the France first half team total over 1.5 as well. Yes, I would say that qualifies as a banger. Huge shout out to a Leonard Porsche Jr. George in Vegas. Hell yeah, shout out to you. Maybe we'll hang. I'm going to try to get to Vegas at some point, Jimmy the Bag, in the near future. I'm going to try to get to a few places. And shout out to Dabby Cab, Rocco Rogers, Mark Schillenberg, and it is Diehard MMA Podcast in there. There he is, Diehard MMA Podcast. I saw what happened to him on Twitter. He had a fucking even better than your show yesterday, Jimmy. He had some ridiculous for UFC 291 live show where he was up like 30 units. You see that, Jim? Did you catch that?
I did not. Who? Sorry, I was copying and pasting. Who was that?
Die Hard MMA Podcast. Clint killed it. Yeah. UFC 291. Shout out to UFC. Everyone fucking follow him.
I tailed a bunch of action, and it went swimmingly here.
Yes, I tailed one play from Quip on UFC 291, which was the over in the Dustin Poirier fight. That one lost. But everyone else made money on that on UFC 291, though, Jim.
I tailed that one as well, but let me go over my here. He made it up because he gave us the plus 185 a banger on move over here on Derek Lewis plus 180. I got plus 180 on Derek Lewis. So I was rolling
what an
with that.
audible. I didn't have the balls to tail that. I saw it, but I was like, fuck, I just didn't have the balls.
And then Billy Brisbane had his whole night wrapped around Alex Pereira, so I tailed that. It was wonderful. Sean Higgs asking if you're going to be in Vegas for Bet Bash. That's come up a couple times here. Are you going to be able to make it?
I have not. I still kind of want to. I still haven't done it. I haven't bought my ticket yet, but I could easily get to Vegas easily and quickly, and I'm going to try. I have some scheduling issues, but I kind of want to. I want to, Jim.
We have Cover Kings on Strider over 9.5 Ks. Another shout out to Wine Time, who gave us the Angels last night. He also gave us the Diamondbacks last night. It was excellent work. Justin McAvee said last night's show was everything. Appreciate it. We all ate. You were great. It was a team. It was team. We were all.
Oh my God.
We'd like to give a shout out to all of you guys, but we got to get to work here. Markel, Ricky, Bobby, Lucas Ryan. There's our guy Nate Dogg 420, Eric Jones, Philly Eagle Flyer. An absolutely great group. Nutflush On says tread light today with this trade deadline. And look at that.
Yes.
A record-setting plus 31.58 units in one event. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't think that was live. I think that was with his action. Wasn't that with his three-bet action? But wow, what a spectacular work there from our guy, Clint. So now he's going to be up. Now he's up over 80 units on the year in mixed martial arts. Talk about a monster. Monster. Oh, no. Okay, so Mark Schillingberg, his 3-year-old broke his femur Saturday, spent the weekend in the hospital with the little guy. He's in a half body cast for 8 weeks. Oh, man, Mark, sorry to hear. Ooh, that's a rough one. Body cast for 8 weeks. Thinking of you, man. Thinking of you and the family. And know if your little man is a Schillingberg, he will bounce back and get through this. But sorry to hear about that, man. Real Deal Prime, Rocco Rogers, Ray Charles, B Fox, Dabra Cadabra, Mr. Heat. What a great group. But we got to get to work. Vitalis here in the house. A great group. And TJ says a broken femur ended his baseball career in college. Says at least he's young and those bones will heal up. They will. But sorry to hear that your son has to go through that. That is no fun. And Yvonne Polo hit the Kevin H sub at 58-1. God, it was a great weekend. Actually, I would say the turnaround I was kind of in the dumps with my action. And then Saturday, the turnaround came with the UFC card, listening to our great cappers. And I had a big sizable bet on Bud Crawford as well, which was just too easy. It was glorious. Gas report in the house. All right. It is time for us to get to work, Pete. We have a huge MLB card ahead of us. Let me get up the last couple things that I took off of my page just so that my computer would move at a decent speed. And
You're right, Dappy Cap. I did see your comment about November. I put that in the vault. I'm going to try to make that too. Hell yeah.
Also, Pete, you have a new computer in business. Your shot's looking pretty fresh.
Is it feeding back already?
No, it's money in the bank, man. No, you look clear as a cumber, man. You're ready to go.
Oh yeah, it looks better than the other one.
Maybe it's just.
All right, doesn't matter. Let's go. Let's fucking get to work. Who gives a fucking
All right, let's get to work right now. Let's get off and racing. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Philadelphia Phillies 57-49, 29-29 on the road at the Miami Marlins 57-50, 30-22 at home. loanDepot Park, Miami, Florida. This is the first of 15 MLB games that we will cap. Then we have Teece joining us, and Teece will be delivering the goods. He's picked out 2 spots that he is attacking in the WNBA card. We have Ranger Suarez and Sandy Alcantara. I've come very close to betting Sandy Alcantara for the last 12 hours. I have not pulled the trigger, and it's only because of that last start, going 9 innings and allowing 1 earned run at the Rays. But maybe it's time that he turned it around. That's the only thing holding me back, because Ranger Suarez does not look quite as good of late, although he's been better on the road than he's been at home. 42 2/3 on the road, 2.95 ERA, just 2 home runs allowed over 42 2/3 and 273 opponent's batting average. Then his last start was not very good. 7 hits, 4 earned runs over 6 innings at home versus the Orioles. And the Marlins have been smashing lefties all of July. 333 average, 812 OPS. Phillies aren't hitting righties, 237, 696 OPS. Is it fair to feel like Alcantara has turned the corner and ready to back him? That is the question that I have failed to answer, and maybe you guys will guide me towards the cash here in this one. Let's take a look at the line history for this one and the cash flow. We don't need to worry about weather as it's in Miami and it's sticky and the roof will be closed. We'll start with the money line here, and there's been a big move towards Alcantara, a big one. Wow. Oh, no, there has not. Sorry, I was looking at a different opening line than Pinnacle's. My bad. Pinnacle opened this up just at 7:56 a.m. So Bet Online opened this up early yesterday, and if you look at Bet Online, there's been a big move. Here at Pinnacle, there has not been. Since it opened this morning, it's gone from minus 133 to minus 127, 6 cents in the direction of the Philadelphia Phillies. And from a total side of things, we have this opening up at 7.5 and not moving off of that. Oh, it did move off of that number. Wow, it moved to 8. It just moved back to 7.5 at 11:01 a.m. I did not realize this. At 9:30 a.m., this moved to 8 at Pinnacle, but it's come back. Overall, we have 12 cents of movement to the over. And judging by Pinnacle, I mean, it's tricky to judge where the market's moving on the money line, really, because it depends what book you're looking at. 66% of the tickets, 77% of cash is on the Miami Marlins, and 53% of the tickets and 59% of the cash is on the over. There's our guy UPK Ayash Yala in the house. Pamper Pop parlay of the day starts with Alcantara over 6.5 Ks. I'll copy and paste that. TJ says Alcantara off the best start of the season, but can't be on the Phillies. So he almost took a position on Alcantara, but I don't like pitchers coming off their best start. That is exactly what happened with me. Mr. Heat says, Jimmy, them Phillies hit Sandy well. So let's hand it over. And by the way, the Phillies bullpen, just a great July. 2.85 ERA in the month of July. Take it away for us, Pistol Pete. Can you shed some light in your pineapple glasses, Phillies, Marlins, and loanDepot?
Yeah, I did take a small shot with, I don't necessarily trust Suarez here, and I think Miami's kind of live in general as a team right now. I took a small shot with Miami, first 5 team total over 2.5 at a big plus line, like plus 140. Just a small shot, though. Definitely free play. I would take Miami full game in first half in this one. Haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, though. The Sandy, I think, is like legitimately solid right now, not Cy Young form, of course. And as you all said, coming off of, this little dangerous lineup, coming off a great start. I still trust him here, though. And at the line, my numbers say small value on Miami. Haven't bet it yet. Did make a small shot with Miami, first 5 team total over, though. Not sure I want to pull the trigger on it, but that's what I've done. And that's, I basically agree with everything you guys have said. I do trust Sandy here. Not 100%, but I do trust him.
And you're coming off yet another winning day, 7-4 plus 2.92 units. Your ROI now 10.43% plus 10.
Nice little day there, sure.
Nice little season here.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Blues Blue Balls play of the day and Tone Miggins Levels play of the day are both in. Professor Chris saying Marlins season versus lefties, weighted runs created plus 118, and they had just spectacular July. So that's I think that Alcantara is probably the bet. It's probably the bet. Earl Sports says Marlins money line and team total over 3.5. I don't. Suarez has been better on the road than he's been at home, but at this point, with the way these two guys are pitching right now, you have to think that you have something with Alcantara. TJ says Phillies terrible versus right-handed pitching last 14 and all of July. You can go further than last 14. All of July, 237 average, 696 OPS. Philly Eagle Flyer looking at Fish first 3. TJ says, can Sandy do this again? I'm nervous that I'm going to be leaving money on the table here. Pete not taking the Marlins first 5 innings.
Yeah, I don't think it's a slam dunk. I think the edge is small if it is there, but my numbers say an edge, small edge, but with relatively high confidence. So, yeah. I already took Miami first 5 team total over. Big dog line there.
I think it's time for me to move on it. And I'm also copying and pasting as we go. So that's the hold up here. But I think I move on it, man. I don't know why I would. I understand why I'm hesitant. Like, I get the whole idea here that can Alcantara do it again? But he's making up for lost time. Professor Chris says Marlins or pass, just not enough positive EV for him to bet it. I think we can answer that, TJ, because he's already made a small move on Miami team total over first 5. But
you know what? I'll take Miami first 5. I'll take it official. Why not? I'm going to be on it. Let me just do a little bit of shopping here. Let's see what Pinnacle has. Handicap first. Here we go. Oh, wow. -1. Wow. Okay, look at that. -141. Heritage just -135. I'll take that one. Heritage, Miami, first 5, -135.
I thought you said there was one that's -131 out there, no?
I don't know. It might be full game. I'm talking first 5 here, Jim. Yeah. I like full game as well, though.
All right. Well, you are in business here. Let me just get the Blue Balls play of the day. The Astros team total over here from our guy, Jeffrey Blue. He's also a father, had a baby boy here recently. And then we have Tone Miggins with Moustakis to get a hit at -124 for 2 units. Angels run line, Angels money line. Look at that. Tone expecting the Angels to go right back to work on the Braves that are, not really playing their best baseball right now. Interesting. Okay, I would like to join you on the first 5 here with the Marlins. I do. I think that the way that the Marlins are hitting lefties, that it's a backer. But I'm not going to bet it right this second. We'll keep rolling. Loshak's on the Marlins, first 5, -135. Let's roll on. Professor Chris saying he'll be on the Angels again. And WinBet has that first 5 money line at -130, Pete.
Okay, we'll take that. We will take that. Thank you so much. Whoever just hooked us up with that. -130. We'll take it.
Our guy, Joe Yurkovich. All right, let's move on. 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Milwaukee Brewers, 57-50, 28-26 on the road. The Washington Nationals, 45-62, 21-33 at home at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Let's start with the weather here in the District of Columbia. 83 Fahrenheit. And 7.2 miles per hour in. Dice down to 78 Fahrenheit. Let's see what Ballpark Pal thinks of Nationals Park. -2% home runs, +5% runs. So not much going on there. Let's move right to the line history. We'll start with this total. This total has gone from, I guess it started at 8.5. I still have the Pinnacle openers there. It started opened up at 8.5. We've had no movement. 1 cent of movement to the under. 1 cent of movement to the under. Let's pull up the money line for this Nats spot. Full game. We have it opening up at +131. The Nats are now +139. So, 8 cents there, 9 cents on the other side from Milwaukee, -142 to -151. So we have a move to Milwaukee and no move on the total. Let's get over to the cash flow here for this one. On the total, we have 28% of tickets and 50% of cash on the over, yet this has gone, I guess it's only moved 1 cent to the under, but we did see some books open this at 9. And then you have 28% of tickets and 51% of cash on the Nats, and yet the market is moving towards the Brewers. Freddie Peralta, another pitcher coming off a stellar start, 13 strikeouts at home versus the Reds in a very important game. Just 6 innings pitched, no runs allowed, no earned runs allowed. On the road, he's been better than he's been at home, 4.06 ERA, 214 opponents batting average. He's 4.46 overall on the year with a 1.25 whip. It's been the long ball that's been the problem. He's allowed 18 home runs this year. Josiah Gray has not, again, been good at home, and yet I still want to move on it. I still want to sit here and say he's got to be better at home, but this is the second year of this now. He's coming off a stellar start at the Mets. He's had a great season, 3.27 ERA, 1.41 whip, but at home, for whatever reason, he just doesn't have it right across the board. 43 in the third innings, 3 and 4, 4.57 ERA, 35 Ks, 25 walks. A terrible K to walk ratio, 270 opponents batting average. And the Brewers are hitting 245, 704 OPS versus righties. Nats are hitting a little better versus righties, but the Brewers bullpen so much better than the Nats bullpen. Here we go, Pete. Brewers, Nationals. Take it away.
I didn't pull the trigger on this one. The line did not make sense to me. I thought that I didn't understand why the Nats should be this big of a home dog. Peralta, yes, awesome off of his 13 strikeouts, but I don't think it's a guarantee that he's going to have another awesome start. Gray can get hit, but he's off 2 straight awesome starts as well. My numbers indicated that there was a big edge on Washington here, so I didn't understand why the number was what it was when I looked at it, and I did not pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, I've had Nats first 5 question mark there, for 12 hours. Joe Yurkovich talking about how it's 17 cents lower for the Brewers first 5 money line than full game money line. It's a pretty, you can explain that, with the Brewers bullpen advantage, although that didn't come to fruition yesterday. I was pretty fortunate not to have lost money live on the Brewers, last night. Very, very fortunate. I was I was trying to get in at different times. And, the one time I didn't get in was just because Nicholas Earl got it at plus 210. And I was just like looking at a horse race. And by the time I looked over, it's plus 145. And then out of just jealousy that my friend got a better price, I stayed off of it. So
Professor Chris says, psych. Yeah. You should bet what your numbers say, Pete, which I almost always do, Professor Chris, but giving public plays with them is a different story. Much more psychologically traumatizing, Professor Chris.
Rem Most.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jimmy the Bag.
No, that's great. No, please, anytime. No worries about that. Rem Most saying, shout out to Sharpie. He gave a great Kirby breakdown, and that had him on the Mariners for 2 units, and he also cashed that San Diego, Colorado under 11.5. BT in the house as well. TJ says Peralta deal, says the last 6 starters to face Washington, excluding Carrasco, who they rocked last week. 26 innings, 1.03 ERA, 0.92 whip. With that being said, Pete and I are going to move off of this game, and then we must talk about the Cappers contest. Pete, our champion in year 1. It's now up on our site. We're going to be promoting it heavy over the next month. We have a few poker tournaments that we're going to be playing that will also give out entry into the Cappers contest. But here we go. We are live. You can enter it right now. $100 American. We want to have 20K in the prize pool. That's what we're hoping for. We think it's very possible to get there. We have a whole 5 weeks to pump it. And you were last year's champion, Pete.
You want to do an interview with me to promo it, and I'll act like an arrogant prick?
I'd like to do
That'd be fun for me.
Pete, let me ask you, how does it feel to be the Pub Sports Radio Cappers Contest champion?
Oh, we just, there's a lot of great cappers in the contest, and, we just did what we did. We did our best. We felt confident going in, but there's a lot of great cappers, and, fortunately we came out on top, and, we're hoping to do it again, though. We're not satisfied. We want to get 3 in a row. We got 1, and so we're going to go for 2 this year, and definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully, our picks will be good, and hopefully, the ball will bounce our way when we need it to.
Beautifully done, Pete. Beautifully done. Our Pub Sports. He says, Remo says, put your sunglasses on, you arrogant prick.
Yeah. How does it feel? Even a jerk off gets lucky once or twice in his lifetime. And that happened to me last year, Jimmy the Bag. Could it happen twice in a row? Sure. Is it likely to? No. But I'm going to try. I'm going to show up. I'll tell you that. I ain't going to not show up.
Okay. All right. There's our champion from year 1, our inaugural Cappers contest. The man with the pineapple sunglasses, our champion. There is a Wine Time Sports in the house. We gave you a shout out for the 2 winners he shared with the chat in our live stream last night. Wine Time, he's got a feel with these Angels. Let's get to work, Pete. Next up for us here. Jose Bouquet says, can you explain how you join? Jose, do you want to jump on and explain how you join here? I was up late capping, and I'm excited to be here, but my head is a little cloudy. You're muted, Jose. There we go.
There we go. Let me just show the people real quick.
Sure.
We have these lovely capabilities. Shout out to us. There we go. A little woo. By the way, Pete, fuck you for winning last year. I'm still so fucking angry. Fuck you, dude. Oh my god, it made me fucking sick. But
it's just an important life lesson to remember that even the biggest jerk offs in life, sometimes luck breaks their way. So
I know, right?
No matter who you are, I'm the patron saint of jerk offs getting luck breaking their way.
Joe Yurkovich says, don't ever judge Pete. You'll be sorry.
True. Again, as we all know, judge me.
There you go. Jose is just like, whatever I can do to make this guy not seem like I'm jealous. Are you jealous?
Oh, look, the
jealous?
shirt matches the graphic now, Pete. Look at your shirt. If that shirt was on this graphic, it'd be a great time. But here's the Pub Sports Radio website in all its glory. On the main page, you'll see this lovely little ticket right here, and this is where you buy your Cappers contest ticket. And there's also a Survivor ticket as well, because we are doing the Survivor pool yet again as well. $100 entry for each one of those, so 200 total. It's a lot of fun. The whole, like Jimmy says, the prize pool all gets put back, or all of your $100 gets put into the prize pool, and it's $100 for each one. It's a lot of fun. I came in like 4th because I'm a fucking fat donkey and have fucking stupid thumbs. And guess what? Because I'm a fat donkey, the inaugural Jose Bouquet submit button will be added to the picks. The Jose Bouquet submit button. And I'm going to ask our website guy to put my stupid fucking face on the submit button so everyone knows why it's there now. Again, 5 picks against the spread every week, all of the fucking football season. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Jimmy,
yes,
we do have another announcement about our show as well.
Yes. If the plan is to announce it now, let's announce it. We are going to do the Cappers contest show. We will be doing it every Thursday at 3 p.m. But it's for members of the channel only. Now, you can watch it after the fact, but the voting is members only. And that was the only way I would do the show this year. The decisions that everybody makes all together is just very public. My faith in the members of the channel is that the best of the best are the members, and that we will get the best picks. So that is for our entry into the Circa contest. So Jeff's going to get us in for $1,500, and we'll make the picks from that show. But it is our first members only show at Pub Sports Radio, and we want to do more for the members, and we're having meetings about what extra stuff we can do for the members. And this is our first big thing. The Thursday Cappers contest show is members only for voting and for being there. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
For all the people who don't, do people know the inside joke about your fat fingers, Jose Bouquet? Do they know what that's referring to? I'll tell them very quickly. The last week of the contest last year, Jose Bouquet was actually within striking distance of catching me. So I was all excited, and then the deadline was passed, and I was like, ooh, let me go check what his plays were so I could see it. And all of a sudden, it was great. So I went to check what his plays were, and I was like, did this total fucking jerk-off forget to make a 5th pick in his contest? And I swear, I was like, he's not that big of a jerk-off. There's no way he only made 4 picks this week, in the final week. Come to find out, yes, he did. Yes, he did. And he says it was some kind of fat finger issue. And that's the inside joke that he's referring to right now. Jose Bouquet, within striking distance of winning the whole thing, only made 4 picks in the last week of the contest last year. Un-fucking believable.
Respectfully, go fuck yourself to begin with. Respectfully. I was the Cinderella story of last year. I found myself at the top of the table fucking knowing football the way I do. I can't wait. You know what's going to happen this year? I'm betting on the Jets every fucking week this year because we're going to win we're going to make the playoffs. We're going to make the damn playoffs. I can't wait.
I can't wait. I can't wait either. That was great. That was great fun. So there we go. Let's move on to a giant AL East battle. Tampa Bay Rays 65-44, 28-25 on the road at the New York. Oh, God, New York. Yankees 55-51, 32-25 at home. Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Oh man. It's so funny.
We'll never forget how much my mind is not blown that much, Jimmy the Bag, as you know, because I'm pretty savvy about life. Totally blown when I saw that he had only made 4 picks in that last week within striking distance of winning the whole thing. Completely blown.
That was a $500 misclick. I don't even remember my pick. I would have won the pick. I would have gone in second above Bobano, and I would have $1,000. A fucking $500 misclick because I've got fucking stupid sausage fingers for fucking hands. And I've got a fucking play in this game. God damn it.
Oh, look at that. All right. Okay. Well, let's start with the weather in the Bronx here.
Unbelievable how stupid I am.
78 Fahrenheit, 9.5 miles per hour left to right, very slightly out. Dies down to 7.6 miles per hour. At Ballpark Pal, which is not, all weather, it's also the, historical batted ball data and game factors, batter projections and expected plate appearances. They have Yankee Stadium plus 1% home runs, minus 7% runs. This was a very close bet that I still am interested in making. I would like to back Carlos Rodon here. I would like to focus on the fact that the Rays hit 187 with a 553 OPS versus lefties in July, the worst in the league. Unfortunately, this line movement stopped that from happening. We have, it's come back a bit. So when I was looking at this morning, I could not understand how this huge move had gone to the Rays. At 7:42 a.m., there'd been a 14-cent move to the Rays. There's been buyback. At 9:09 a.m., there was just a 1-cent move. So there's been buyback. But at the time, I was like, well, I can't do this. I'm going to need to talk to you guys here and break it down. Earl Sports Bets, leading first 5 under, says Rays have gone from dog to favorite. So not at pinnacle, but I get it, and that's the important about looking, and that's what's keeping him off Yankees. But talking about different books, LG's on Zach Eflin over 5.5 Ks at plus 120 or wants to be on it. Professor Chris says Rays all day. Saturated says Yankees for him, and Robert Franklin on Tampa, and there's our guy AOD in the house. So, let's just go over that total here. This total for the Yankees game opened up under 8.5 at minus 111. It's gone down a half run. So it's now at 8. So now we don't have a move really on the side, but we have a move to the under. We have on the money line 42% of the tickets and 50% of the cash on the Yankees. From a total perspective, 76% of the tickets and 71% of the cash on the under. TJ says he's got a strong position on Tampa first 5. Professor Chris says model is Rays money line bigger than minus 200 and run line plus 113. He bet both at minus 108 and plus 155. Huge positive EV. Zach Eflin, we've talked about the importance or lack of importance of studying these splits, and Joe Yurkovich thinks that I tend to take too much time on some of these splits. Some of these weather issues. And I think it's a very valid statement that Joe has said. And I love hearing these things. We want to be critical of how we cap, and we're trying to improve his cappers. Eflin has been bad on the road all year. 43 2/3, 5.36 ERA, 275 opponents batting average. And he's coming off a bad home start. Now that start came on the heels of a spectacular home start, but they came coming off a bad home start. 5 earned runs over 4 innings. Carlos Rodon finally had a good start. Finally, 3-1 win at home versus the Mets, 5 2/3, 1 earned run, his first good start of the season. Again, I've mentioned the Rays issues versus lefties, but the Yankees aren't hitting righties. 221, 671 OPS in July, and both bullpens were lackluster in July. Rays had a 4.39 bullpen or ERA, and the Yankees bullpen had 4.01 ERA. And Jose has a move on this game. Take it away, Fat Fingers. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm going over in this game. I mean, we know what Zach Eflin does on the road. It's not a popular pick as I looked at the market, and I was shocked to see there's only 20% of the bets and like 26% of the money and all the money on the under. Rodon, I just don't think we'll have a good start here against a team that is one of the best teams against lefties. It's kind of surprising. The two teams that don't get lefties thrown against them are the Rays and the Braves, and both have lefties against them today. The whole month of what month were we in? July. They had 98 plate appearances against lefties, and they were dead last against them in those 98 plate appearances. But the bigger sample size for the whole season has them 3rd, 119 weighted runs created plus. So I think they can get to a lefty, even if it's a good one in Rodon, who's had kind of up and down starts. He had a good one last time out against the Mets, 5 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run. But the Mets suck against lefties. And suck in general. By the way, Jimmy, it's so funny that we were bang on about the Mets immediately. immediately. We the first day on opening day, we read off their lineup. We're like, this is it. And then their fall has been funny. But I just don't know if Rodon can go out there and pitch a clean game. And I'm going to fucking rely on the Yankees offense to do something against Eflin, and that's not a great feeling. I don't love trusting the Yankees offense, but I'm sure Judgy is going to be in the lineup here. And I'm going to rely on Zach Eflin's 5.36 ERA on the road.
Are you on the full game or the first 5 over?
I'm on full game over 8. I bet it last night. I got it at, I already forget. It was like minus 115, I believe. But I bet it last night thinking, there's no way this stays at 8. This will go up, and then it stayed at 8. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck me, I guess. So.
No, I find it a fascinating breakdown. I want to hear what Pistol Pete has to say about it. Take it away, Pete. AL East battle, Rays, Yankees in the Bronx.
I think my numbers like the Rays and the under. I was on the Rays yesterday, big. That was my biggest bet yesterday. I think I'm going to have to pass because my confidence numbers and my gut tell me that I have no idea what to expect from Rodon in this spot. So it's going to have to be a pass for me. Numbers like the Rays and the under, though.
Yeah, I kind of like the under as well. TJ says Pens are nice and rested. All systems go for both teams. Under. Nut Flush On says when Rodon came off the mound, he was fired the fuck up, and I believe he tries to shove versus the Rays and gets smacked. You know, I guess after all of this, I'm going to stay off of it. I just don't feel like enough correlates for me. So I guess I'm going to stay off of it. But we have Jose moving on the full game over 8. And Piker is going to roll with the Supreme Leader. So we got Piker with Jose. Do we still think he looks like the Supreme Leader? Let's get a side profile. Can we get a side profile, Jose? Not as much anymore. Not as much.
It's sad.
It looks like Supreme something. Leader, maybe not. Supreme something for sure.
Well, by the way, I'll obviously pop in with breaking news about any trades that happen. But your Guardians have hurt my feelings. Well, not really, but it hurt your feelings. But I will say Justin Verlander has been linked to plenty of teams today. Eddie Rodriguez has been very much linked to the Doyers, so I wouldn't be surprised if that happens in the next hour or so.
All I want to know is who the Orioles are bringing in as a starter.
That's what I'm hoping for Justin Verlander.
But I think it's going to be Lorenzen.
That would probably be more realistic, yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping for Verlander there. But we'll see. And it just came out that the Padres they're just addicted to buying. They're just addicted to fucking going and trying to get more players. They're in on Justin Verlander too. So that's just fucking hilarious.
That's nuts.
So, yeah.
That's nuts. Piker says you're less supreme than usual. So, all right, let's get back to work and look at that. Professor Chris says the model has 9.27 total runs here. Wow. Perky Sanderson looking for Dabber Cadabra. He's around, man. He's around. He jumped in the chat early. All right. Yeah, no one. Okay, let's move on. Next up for us is a game that I have bet. Detroit Tigers at Pittsburgh Pirates. We're in PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Viper and Bees on the first 3 and first 5 under. And I don't dislike that at all. But I think that Matt Manning bounces back from that last start. That was bad at home, which I didn't expect him to have. I think he bounces back. Rocco Rogers is on the Pirates money line. And I moved on the Tigers' first 5 innings. It was the first bet I made today. First 5 at plus 101. Let's start with the weather in PNC. I think that the market has done a spectacular job telling us when Oviedo is going to pitch well. It's 77 Fahrenheit, gets down to 71. 7.1 miles per hour to right field. It stays between 6 and 8.1 miles per hour. Ballpark PAL has PNC Park minus 6% home runs, plus 15% doubles and triples, plus 5% runs. Line history wise here for these Pirates on the money line. The Pirates opened up at Pinnacle at minus 116. That's exactly where they are right now, minus 116. So no movement on the side. And from a totals perspective, this opened up at 8.5. It opened up at Pinnacle at 8.5 at minus 110 to the over. It moved to 9 at 10:51 p.m. It moved back to 8.5 this morning, but it's sitting at 9 right now. So we have a move to the over and a no move. There had been a slight move towards the Tigers, but now there's just no move. Looking at the cash, you have 61% of the tickets and 98% of the cash. Just 3,108 tickets in, but it's a lot of money on the over. From a money line perspective, you have 51% of tickets and 84% of cash on the Detroit Tigers. Mark Schlingberg saying a perfect weather day here in Pittsburgh. For Oviedo, when he went up against the Padres in his last start, he was coming off a horrific start. He hadn't looked very good, and the big bets and the sharp money was all over him. And he pitched very, very good. He pitched very well. The market has let us know throughout Oviedo's season here, whenever he's going to pitch well. And I think the market's telling us that Manning has an advantage first 5. On the road, he's got a 238 opponent's batting average, 18 Ks and 7 walks over 28 innings. And he's coming off that rough start. That was on the heels of a great start. Tigers are hitting 227, 661 OPS versus righties. Pirates are hitting almost the exact same number. The Pirates bullpen has been much better than the Tigers bullpen. TJ's on Pittsburgh money line at minus 107. Mally Mal's with me on the Tigers first 5. Professor Chris says, I hate being opposite Jimmy, but I like when I'm with Rocco Rogers. He's on Pirates money line and run line. Money line minus 110 and run line plus 175. Says the model says it should be minus 140 and plus 143. TJ says, I think the market is letting you know cash on Detroit heavy line right where it opened. Now it is, but it's 50-50 split here. It's a 50-50 split. And I find that when you have a dog and the bigger bets are on the dog, that when it doesn't move, it's a sign that the favorite shouldn't be the favorite. And that might not be the right way of breaking it down. And your idea on the market, might be the right way of handling it. Let's hear what Peter Loshak is doing with Tigers Pirates. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I you guys all talked about it. There's uncertainty for me here. I'll probably pass. I haven't bet it yet. Free bet. I'd put it on Detroit first 5, though. I think that Manning is, my numbers indicate, more likely than not to have a better than average start for him. And Oviedo, my numbers indicate more likely not to have a subpar start for him, but that might be wrong. But yeah, leaning Detroit, leaning on Manning to have a decent start.
I like hearing that.
Shit. Pimp slap play of the day. Detroit Tigers. Well, that changes things.
Yeah.
A lot.
And TJ nails this too. The best thing about this is we all use different metrics, which is why it's fun every day. And I really want to hit that home that it's okay for us to be on the other opposite sides and disagree. And that makes it more fun. And we should never be upset by it. We should never be upset by it. Perky Sanderson says, what up, my dude? I know today will be a good day. Says, let's get this bread and muffins, cuz. Perky Sanderson ready to get that cash here. Rocco says, my number is showing huge negative regression for Matt Manning. Well, he's coming off a bad start. Says, Pirates offense has been heating up heavy recently against better pitchers, and the Pirates bullpen getting a lot better recently. And Professor Chris has Manning season's xFIP 5.47, Oviedo 4.58. And Matt says,
overall, I would rate Oviedo as a significant notch better than Manning overall long term. Yes. Agree with that.
Mally Mouse says, all my plays today, family: Tigers first 5, Yankees first 5, Orioles first 5, Cubs first 5, Giants first 5, Astros first 5, Braves first 5, first 5. A lot of action for our guy Mally Mal, OG Mally Mal. I'm gonna copy and paste all of Mally Mal's action. All right, so let's move on. Robert Franklin leaning towards Pittsburgh. I also, because I copy and paste everybody's thoughts and actions and whatever, and that makes it so much fun when I'm watching the game and I'm thinking about everybody. What everybody has and how they're, sweating it out. All right, let's move on. 7:07 p.m. and our guy, BJ, I put his Twitter handle in the chat. Best bet time for him. And he's on the Baltimore Orioles money line at plus 101 for 4 units. Nate Dogg. I need to hear what Nate Dogg thinks, because Nate Dogg is here in the 6, what he thinks of Hyunjin Ryu's opportunities here. When it all came down to this, Pete, I do not believe in Hyun-Jin Ryu today. And that
Why
could
not?
be wrong. I think that his velocity, we'll talk about his velocity. In the first 3 rehab starts, it was around 87. Now, in the final one, he had an 85 pitch count, and he averaged 88.4 miles per hour. And that was, his highest. And that's a good sign. And he touched 90.8 miles per hour at one point. So we're 13 months removed from Tommy John surgery. These Orioles, they rake lefties. I don't think this is the best spot to give Hyun-Jin Ryu his first start. I think that's pretty easy to say. I moved, and then I was like, you know what? The Orioles, they play with no pressure. They make all the big defensive plays. They don't make mistakes on the base path. You have a general manager. A lot of times when teams are horrific, they get the number 1 overall picks and they start building up. And then right when they start getting good, that general manager who's ran with them through the tough times is, tossed. And some older guy comes in and gets to reap the benefits of Hyde's work. That didn't happen for the Orioles. They're letting Hyde reap the benefits of all of his hard work. This Orioles team is bet on. And now we have a Blue Jays team that doesn't have their most valuable player in the lineup as well. When we have the knee injury that was heartbreaking to watch. And it doesn't look like it's going to be too bad, but it's a big loss, Bobo not being at shortstop. So with all that being said, after a while, and we talked about this game last night on a live channel, I was listening and thinking. And then today I was like, I'm just going to put my money where my goddamn mouth is. And first 5 full game on the Orioles. 70 Fahrenheit at first pitch in Toronto, 7.7 miles per hour out, 7.7 to 6.4. They have Rogers center plus 0% home runs, a minus 6% runs overall. And Slatsy says Orioles raking Ryu, first start in forever, no boat. He loves the Orioles. Slatsy's on the Orioles, team total over 4.5 here. So let's just take a quick look at the line history in this one and then hand it over to Pistol Pete Loshak. First off, these Jays opened up at Pinnacle at minus 129. They're now minus 109. So we've had 20 cents of movement over to the Orioles. The Orioles were at a pick 'em at one point here. They haven't been a full favorite, but they've been a pick 'em at minus 104 on each side. And then from a total standpoint here, we had this open up at Bet Online at 9. It opened up at Pinnacle at 5:30 p.m. at 8.5. Since then, there's been a 3-cent move to the under. And then when I get over to the cash flow for this one, it's 50-50. But 57% of the cash is on the Blue Jays, 50-50 with the tickets, and then 33% of tickets and 61% of cash is on the over, yet this has dropped. Kyle Bradish has not been very good of late. I get it. But that win was huge yesterday. That catch in the 9th inning by Hayes, that's the kind of stuff that winning teams do. And when you start winning and you win these huge games, you don't feel tired. I don't think the Orioles are going to be tired, even though they've been playing really tough baseball games. And I just believe in the squad. TJ says, I can't believe 57% of cash is on the Jays. That's nuts to him. Fly White Mike, I'll answer your question here in a second, but let's stay focused just on this spot, just because I just broke it down, set it up for Pete Loshak. Pete, take it away. BJ's best bet on the Orioles. I'm on the Orioles first 5 in full game. What's your plan?
Well, I have made one bet so far, which was the Toronto first 5 team total under. So I do believe that it's a good spot for Bradish. Ryu is, it's tough. His rehab starts seemed okay, and they seemed kind of promising, but he notoriously, as you said, struggles when his velocity dips below 90. And I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get there now. I did also take a small shot with the both teams under, which I kind of like as well. And I kind of wanted to hear what you guys had to say about it. I did already pull the trigger on Toronto first 5 team total under. I'll probably make that official here, leaning towards taking Baltimore as well. Ryu's a tricky guy. He's never had big velocity, but when it dips below a certain level, it tends to be bad for him, and it's not clear that he's there.
Yeah, no, that's that was my thought process as well. Now, look, he did touch 90.8. Obviously, they were claiming there was no concern when he was throwing at 87 through the first 3 rehab starts. But this is a really tough spot. And
then you got to go into the majors, and all of a sudden your small mistakes suddenly matter. Yeah, no, totally, Jim.
Yeah, I don't know why my chat's not going through, but thank you, Perky. Thank you, my friend. So I've doubled up on the Orioles. That's my action. Are you making anything official here, Pete?
Yes, we can take that. Let's take Toronto first 5 team total under 2.5 minus 140 as an official play. That's a current play at Heritage. It's currently at Heritage. Pinnacle actually has 148, so we'll take the 140 as of right now. And I cannot not take Baltimore first 5. I cannot not take that. So what are we getting here? Let's see, minus 101. But see. So Jimmy, why is Toronto a favorite for the first 5 then? You tell me. Tough guy.
Bradish has not been good. The Jays are at home. There still has been a move on the first 5. Let's just go over what that move has been exactly. The first 5 here opened up. Oh, I don't have. Let's just use Bet Online. I don't have Pinnacle's line history for first 5s for whatever reason.
What do you mean Bradish has not been? You mean his last start?
Yeah, but I'd like to pull. I feel like maybe it's just like a vividness or a recency bias last start, but
it's fucking great.
I mean, he's the ace of the team, and that makes me nervous. But let's pull up his game logs here. The only concern I have is that nobody is saying Blue Jays. I guess that's the only concern. You'd like to have somebody going up against you. But let's pull up Bradish's game log. Yeah, you're right. He's been very, very good other than that last start. 2 road starts. This is going to be his 3rd straight road start.
All right. Well, we'll take it anyway. It's all right. We'll take minus 101. We'll take Baltimore first 5 minus 101 as a second play.
Orioles first 5 minus 101.
Toronto first 5 team total under 2.5 minus 140.
Bananas and grapes. Vancouver, British Columbia is my hometown. I cheer against all Toronto. Actually, just the Leafs. I want the Leafs to fucking lose and lose and lose and lose. All right. So we move on. Now, on Friday, TJ, we were all on the Mets first 5 under. Scherzer, Mets Nationals, Scherzer, Gore, first 5 under. We were all on it. And I was on the first 3 under. And it was the easiest casher. And everybody was on it. We were all on it. We all talked about it. You and I both were on it, TJ, saying, it was a gift. So, there wasn't one person on the over. And so I'm just going to, obviously it's a concern when we're all on one side. But, all right, let's move on. Next up for us is the Los Angeles Angels at the Atlanta Braves. I hope our friend Wine Time Sports is rolling with us. These Angel fans believe in this baseball team, and they showed out last game. Stacks play of the day is Austin Riley, RBI at plus 120. Tone Miggins levels play of the day is Moustakas. They got to hit at minus 124. Cover Kings has Strider over 9.5. Oh, quickly, sorry, I missed this. The odds bunch, Pete, is our guy Sharpie. Sharpie is the odds bunch. So as he says, you may have covered this game, the Pablo Lopez. That's next. So perfect. Thank you for sharing that with us here. And look at that. Our guy Sharpie, max bet Spencer Strider, 10 or more Ks. The type of bet you pay your mortgage with. Whoa. Let me copy and paste that right now from our guy Sharpie. There we go. Okay, so let's break this down quickly. Also, Tone Miggins is on the Angels run line and the Angels money line. We're in Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's move over to the weather first in Hotlanta, 92 Fahrenheit, 8.4 miles per hour, out between 8.4 and 6.5 miles per hour. Let's take a look at what Ballpark Pal thinks of Truist Park, plus 10% homers, minus 5% doubles and triples, plus 6% runs. Move over to the line history here. We'll start with the money line in this one. We have these Braves as a big favorite here. Oh, that was first five. Sorry. Well, there's still a big favorite full game, but I was looking at first fives. Here we go. For the full game, the Braves are sitting at minus 237. Now, they opened up at minus 242, so we have 5 cents of movement towards the Angels. 5 cents of movement towards the Angels. Then let's go over to our total. This total opened up at 9, minus 103 to the under. It's now plus 101 to the under. So we've had it's gone from minus 109 to minus 114 for the over. So 5 cents of movement to the over. We have on the total 86% of tickets, 85% of the cash on that over. On the money line, 42% of tickets and 76% of cash on the Angels. So we have some legit cash here on the Angels. And Patrick Sandoval has had 3 good starts in a row, and he's been much better on the road than he's been at home this year. He's coming off 11-4 win at the Tigers. That was against Matt Manning. He allowed 2 earned runs over 5 innings. On the road, he's got 3.55 ERA, 231 opponent's batting average. He's allowed just 2 home runs over 50 2/3. Spencer Strider, I mean, is there a pitcher who looks better through the first 5 innings, since Dwight Gooden? I don't know. But then the 6th inning comes and, people barrel up on him. But goddamn, does he look good through the first 5. Coming off another double-digit strikeout performance in the 5-3 loss at the Red Sox. At home, he's got a 4.45 ERA. He does have 111 strikeouts over 64 2/3, 204 opponents batting average. Angels versus righties, 242, 776 OPS in July. Braves versus lefties, 253, 788. Angels bullpen being bad, 5.73 ERA. Same with the Braves, 4.06 ERA. Take it away, Pete. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Sandoval, Strider, Angels, Braves in Atlanta, Georgia.
All right. Well, I don't like the spot for Sandoval according to my numbers, so it could lose. But first things first, no brainer. Atlanta first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 125. That's at Pinnacle and Heritage. I took both of those. Atlanta first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 125. I understand why some people are thinking that the line is too high. I don't like the spot for Sandoval, though. I understand why someone would want to bet the Strider strikeout prop. Of course. That might be free money right there. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's not going to give up his runs, though. So I'm also leaning Atlanta full game team total over. I'm leaning over. I mean, the past bunch of days, I've been doing well in baseball, and probably without overs at Atlanta, I would be down. I'm just hitting overs in Atlanta every which way, both teams to score 3, all that kind of shit. And I feel the same way here. So liking overs again. Atlanta first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 125 official play. Leaning over, leaning both teams to score 3, leaning first 5 over, even with Strider being great first 5. And inch away from taking Atlanta first 3 at minus 200 as well, because as you said, you're right. To start the game, Strider tends to be unhittable, and I don't like the spot for Sandoval.
Yeah. And look at our guy Sharpie. I mean, it's hard not to jump in on it. And
he likes the strikeout prop, you mean?
He loves it. I mean, this is just a like. Yeah, this is a mortgage bet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you have only made official the Braves first 5 team total over?
Yes, I'm going to make a second one official, though. Let's say race to 3 at minus 165 for Atlanta. Race to 3 at minus 165. You could choose race to 2, race to 4, whatever you want to do. Let's do race to 3 minus 165. That's at Will Hill.
Wow. Well, and Joe's saying, can you bet one pitcher prop? Look, I want to bet everything, Joe. I have an itch.
I mean, there's a million correlated bets that go with my analysis of this game. I don't like the spot for Sandoval.
Mr. Heath says Sandoval's in big trouble. Look, I want to bet. That's all I want to do in life is bet. And I've made certain rules to, I don't know, just give me what I believe is the best opportunity for me to succeed. Now, I keep them black and white because I want to bet so goddamn badly. But this is the kind of thing that I should probably open up here. But you know what happens when you get a little taste. Next thing you know, I'll be betting pitcher props every single day. But maybe this is just a, when Sharpie talks like this, I guess you just got to back it. And
I'm taking it. I have not bet a pitcher prop in the entire year, except for like ERAs and wins. I don't bet strikeouts. I trust my guy Sharpie. Go watch his show, as always. But yeah, he as Joe Yurkovich said, when Sharpie tells you to do something, you just kind of have to do it. So.
Mr. Heat, I'm not like wondering whether I should take the under. I mean, it's not about not going against Sharpie. Come on, I mean, rephrase that shit, man.
I'm eating the juice. I've got 9.5 minus 132, but that's just what it is. But yeah, shout out to Sharpie.
All right. Well, I will think about it a lot here. I'll think about it a lot. And that's all good, Mr. Eat, my man. But I'm not like, I don't hear Sharpie make a move and think, oh, I'm gonna fade that shit. I'm either on it, or I hope my friends are on it and I can live vicariously through them. TJ says, I don't know that Sandoval gets rocked. Atlanta's barely seen any lefties this month. Earl Sport Bets is on the Braves -1.5 at -120. Mally Mouse says, how often do you tell your fam? Never. I don't. I don't. I did some for the fights this Saturday. But look, the consequences of our action are in this industry, in our business, are absolutely massive. They change your life. And if that's the case, that your life will be changed whether you win or lose, and that your life's success almost depends on how you succeed as a sports handicapper, then I would rather lose on my own action than lose just, with tailing a colleague or a friend. That's just my own personal thing. And maybe that gives me a lower ROI than I'd have if I just tailed other people. That's all possible. But that's just my own thoughts on it. Okay, let's roll on here. Rodney Barton in the house. Great to see you. And let's move on. One more time, though, here. Strider over 9.5 Ks is a mortgage bet for Sharpie. Loshak is on Atlanta. First 5 team total over 2.5 at -125, and the Braves race to 3 at -165. And Cover Kings is also on the Strider over 9.5 Ks. Justin McElvey's on the Austin Riley RBI at +120. And Tone Miggins gave us the Moustakas to get a hit, as well as the Angels run line and the Angels money line. What I have not heard from, though, is Wine Time Sports. Says you have to ride the Strider over prop. Honestly, you get at least 11 today. But I would love to hear what Wine Time thinks about side and total. Okay, we move on. And Sharpie gave us the setup for this one. I thought I copied and pasted it, but I didn't. So let me just move back to Sharpie's thoughts on Pablo Lopez. He says, you may have covered this game, but there's been a 50-cent line move to Pablo Lopez's strikeout prop to the under 6.5, now at plus money, where he's been at 7.5 for 5 weeks. Wow, that is very, very, very interesting. I'm going to copy and paste that. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day is in. Our guy, Ron Crawford, pushed his action on Friday. He's sitting here 32 and 26, 55.2% plus 5.49 units, ROI plus 9.47%, average line -103. The Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day is just a taint hair under what Loshak's MLB record is over a higher sample size. Both have been extremely successful here on the show, and a big shout out to our guy, Ron Crawford. Wine Time saying, I don't have a pick on the side of total today. I'll be watching closely, though. That's a respect, Wine Time. But he does have a look on the Cardinals money line here. It's going to be very interesting. Everybody wants to know what the Cardinals do. There are no super teams in Major League Baseball this year. There's none, and the Braves are the closest. The Cardinals could make a move, with Goldie or Arenado, which then you could say, wow, there is now a super team, adding Goldie to a bat. But Sancho saying no line on Bet Online. Wine time here on the Cardinals. So wine time is going up against. Here we go. Wine time is going up against. TJ says, I don't know. Texas might be a super team now. They still need to make that outfield stronger.
Bad pitching staff isn't as good as it seems. They're still not fucking making the playoffs.
There we hear it there, right from our guy Jose Bouquet, Donkey Fingers Bouquet, Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. Pablo Lopez going up against Miles Michaelis. That didn't change, did it? No, okay. Now, could Michaelis be on the move today?
I don't think so. I think, originally this is supposed to be Jack Flaherty. They had Flaherty listed last night, and obviously he's going to get traded, so that's why they have it not listed. And I'm assuming it's Michaelis. And that's my guesses here.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, so the Cardinals open up at plus 109. They're now even money at Pinnacle. Now, this line didn't come out till 8:31 this morning, but they've gone from plus 109 to even money. From a total side of things here with Lopez versus Michaelis, this opened up at 8.5. It did not. Sorry, Pinnacle opened up at 8. I thought everybody opened this up at 8.5. Pinnacle opened this up at 8 at 8:31 a.m. By 10:52 a.m., it's up to 8.5. It is juiced to the under, but we have a move to the Cardinals and a move to the over. Cash-wise here on this one, 35% of the tickets, 28% of the cash is on the St. Louis Cardinals. And from a total perspective, 67% of the tickets and 74% cash is on the over. Lopez last start, 9-7 loss at home to the Mariners. Wasn't his fault. 7 innings, 2 earned runs. There were solo shots, 8 Ks, 1 walk. On the road, he's been better than he's been at home this year. 3.56 ERA, 230 opponent's batting average. Miles Michaelis is coming off the wild 2/3 of an inning. He threw at Hap. And you know what? I shouldn't talk about it too much because I was following it on my phone and I didn't go back and watch it. So maybe Jose, if you watch it, you can tell us.
It was quite funny, actually. So Hap swang, his backswing crushed Wilson Contreras in the head. Wilson had to come out of the game, and then immediately he went up and in, missed, and then hit him with like 94 on the ass. And it was all pretty chill. And then the umpire just immediately got the hook out. It was a kind of a shitty early pull, but yeah.
What did you think when you watch it? Do you respect Michaelis standing up for his teammate, or do you think it was?
Yeah. It was kind of weird because like Wilson and Hap hugged it out. They were fine. But I think, Michaelis is kind of a psycho. I mean, you look at his mustache and it screams weirdo. And I think that's definitely a respect factor. I mean, like I said, I thought the umpire was with a quick hook there. So I think he definitely got some cred there.
Also, thank you for letting us know about it here. And Professor Chris is on the Twins money line minus 118. Says model says they should be minus 137 here, minus 137. So Michaelis been bad at home all year. 5.05 ERA, 281 opponent's batting average. But look at his K to walk ratio, 45-9. He's only allowed 5 jacks all year, but he's not been good. 5 jacks all year at home. Twins versus righties, 266, 835 OPS. Card smashing them too, 275, 803. And both bullpens have an ERA over 5 in July. Jose is here because he's got a bet on this game. Let's hear it. Jose, take it away.
Yeah, I'm on the Twins here as well. I got a shittier price than Ron Crawford. I've got the minus 121 actually. On Bovada, they have it listed without pitchers because obviously they don't know what the Cardinals are going to do. But I just want to fade a team that half of their clubhouse expects them to get traded. If the Cardinals were wise, they would trade away Paul Goldschmidt today too. And I don't think I would be surprised if he got traded. But I think everyone's on the table. He's an old ass guy. His contract runs out after next year. It behooved them to trade him, and I think this Cardinals team could be just torn down here. Now, like I said, Miles Michaelis is probably not going to get traded. That's why he's starting today, and that's my assumption. But I just think the Twins, better squad, Cardinals have bad vibes over there, and I think they that tear down affects the vibes. And I took Twins money line.
Twins money line. Let's hear what Pistol Pete Loshak thinks about this spot. Are you moving on it?
No, I didn't even really look at this game because there was no line when I saw it. I was thinking about Flaherty and all the weird stuff. I'm just gonna pass. Maybe when the lineups are announced, I'll make a bet. But as of right now, I mean, obviously, if Crawford and Jose like it, then yeah, I'll be thinking that way. But no bet right now for me.
Question from our friend Arthur Mead Jr. says, is the Pub Sports Handicapper contest for the NFL only? Yes. 5 pick sides only. The odds come out on, when do they come out, Jose? Do you remember?
They come out for the actual like bets and stuff. I think they come out on Thursday because that's when the actual circus contest comes out, their lines, and that's when our show was. So I think it's around Thursday, around 1 or 2.
Okay, but yes, it's NFL only. Now we're doing more. We're opening up. We're going to have more contests. We're going to have NHL. We're going to have NBA this year. We're going to be doing more of it. But this one is NFL. And yes, Arthur, no over under.
Yep.
Okay, so we are locked in here for this one. Twins minus 121 for Jose. Ron Crawford on the spreadsheet play today is Minnesota. You have wine time on the Cardinals. If this was a bet solely based on the market, I find the Cardinals appealing here. Looking at the money line, 38% of tickets, 28% of cash, and yet the line's moving towards them. But I don't know if I trust Michaelis enough.
Well, I'll be honest, Jim. I think the trades are only going to make this line worse. This line's not going to get better for the Cardinals. Imagine if they lost Paul Goldschmidt. What would the Twins be like? Minus 140, maybe? Who knows? But I'd be interested to see.
Oh, that's cool. Arthur is purchasing his ticket on Thursday. Says, thank you, Pub Sports. Thank you, Mr. Slaughter. Thank you. Oh, by the way, also, if anybody buys a ticket to the contest and then wins one of the poker tournaments or then we'll send you back your money.
Yeah.
So don't be worried. Like if you do, we'll just send you back the money, so your entry will be free. So don't have any concern about that. Earl Sports Bet says grabbing the Twins now, Minnesota first 5 and the money line. And of course, Arthur, then we have our show on Thursday for the Cappers contest show. Jose and I will host.
Yeah, Pete better be in those fucking poker tournaments too. I'm coming for blood for Pete. I want Pete. He beat me in the fucking pub contest last year's blood. I just want to beat Pete. That's all I want. I've got it written on my wall. I wake up every morning. I look at it. The first thing I see is beat Pete.
Okay, let's roll.
God damn, last year was sweet. Last year was so sweet, man.
Yeah.
That might have been the peak of my life.
Well, not only that, but you beat Jose again in the poker tournament. Live poker tournament, right? You cashed second.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
There's so much difficulty in life, but sometimes life is just so beautiful.
Yeah, no, it sure is.
Oh, my God.
It sure is. 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Next up, Chicago White Sox 43-64, 20-35 on the road at the Texas Rangers, 60-46, 34-20 at home. We're at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Roof will be closed. They only have the roof open if it's between 65 and 80 Fahrenheit, for anybody wondering. We have Jesse Schultens going up against Andrew Heaney. It's a bullpen day for the White Sox, and this bullpen day is a 4.70 ERA in July. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We have Texas opening up minus 217. They're now minus 187. This came out at 8:01 this morning, so that's 4 hours. 4 hours. There's been a 26-cent move from plus 196 to plus 170 for the White Sox. I've been talking a lot about bullpen days. And, look at Reclaim. James says, I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. Watched Strider pitch most of his high school career. Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope. But these bullpen days it's a very dangerous fade. The bullpens are very strong, and it's a very dangerous fade. But this total has gone from, it went from 9.5. It lasted there for 8 minutes. It dropped to 9. Hour and 18 minutes later, 2 hours and 10 minutes later, it's back at 9.5. So it's sitting at 9.5. So we've had a 2-cent move to the over and a big move to the Chicago White Sox. When we take a look at the cash flow, 77% of the tickets and 96% of the cash is on the Chicago White Sox. Wow, that's wild. 75% of the tickets, 71% cash is on the over. Jesse Schulten's, it's been good. He's a pretty good reliever. He was drafted in 2016 in the 9th round by the Padres out of Wright State University. And, he's been pretty good here. He was in the Dominican Winter League, and he was awesome. I mean, it was small sample size, but he was very, very good down there. That's tough. And he was okay with Charlotte, 4.44 ERA, 1.24 whip. And he's been pretty good here with the big club, with the White Sox. And he can start, but I'm not sure. I mean, he can be stretched out, but I'm not sure how many innings he can go. I don't expect him to go more than 2. Joe Yeager says Texas not in good form. Earl Sports Bet says White Sox are going to be big sellers. Betting Texas now. Rangers first 5 -1/2 and Rangers -1.5. And Rocco says Heaney against the bullpen that's at least average. This price is insane. Sox are hitting lefties now. White Sox first 5 money line +175, half unit on full game +200, and half unit on Heaney under 5.5 Ks at +104. So Heaney's last start, he allowed 3 earned runs over 5 innings at Houston, and Houston's been hitting lefties hard. He's got a 4.62 ERA, 1.35 whip on the year. He's allowed 19 home runs in 101 1/3. And at home, he's been worse than he's been on the road. 4.97 ERA, 261 opponents batting average, and 10 jacks over 58 innings. White Sox are hitting lefties, 275, 764 OPS. Rangers are hitting righties, 279, 819 OPS. But the Rangers bullpen has been atrocious. Take it away for us here, Pistol Pete Loshak, White Sox, Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, I understood the situation here with the bullpen day and the White Sox being sellers in this, but as soon as the line came out, I took small shots on the White Sox first 5 and full game. I think it's moved a little bit down. And, Texas is, I think, at some point in the future, going to be a juggernaut that I'm going to be betting on most games, if, going to be a bet on or pass situation for them when they get their guys back and pick up their energy. But right now, I don't see this kind of a line. And I took a shot with the White Sox first 5 and full game. And you know what? I'll make both those official. If they lose, it's okay. Just 2 units down. First 5 +170 and full game +172. Those are both market lines. Heritage is 172.
Wow, White Sox +170.
And also and I also like the under as well.
Heritage +172. There's our guy, Arthur Mead Jr. What a great guy. Says, thank you, Pub Sports, for the great content and offering contests for the members that support the shows. You are a good man, Arthur Mead Jr. Thank you so much for your support, your constant support over the years. It means a ton. It means a ton. And I hope you cash your Argos and Lions futures, my friend. Ray says 80% money, 30% sharp money on over 9. Says there's no way Vegas losing that big chunk of money. Got to go under the 9 total runs.
For this game, I'm seeing Pinnacle 9.5 -116. I do like that. An inch away from making that official.
And would you be going over or under?
Under.
Yeah, it has moved up to 9.5. Huh. Wow. I'm very impressed that you had the ball sackage to make this official here. Sorry, the first 5 is 172. The full game is 170.
Full game is 172. First 5 is 170.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And you have any concern over the White Sox still giving out more players?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. That's of course. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Jose, Reclaim James is a bouncer at Barley's downtown. You must go. You must go and meet Reclaim James.
Yeah,
you must go.
I'm like I said, I'm going to Knoxville at the end of the month, so it's gonna be fun. My brother lives in Knoxville, and I'm going for a bachelor party.
Reclaim James, what's your Twitter? Because he'd want to go down when you're rocking down there.
He doesn't have a Twitter. He's a man of mystery. This Reclaim James.
Oh, well, that'll happen.
And Cover Kings, by the way, also a Knoxville guy. So we're gonna have a fucking Tennessee meetup apparently.
Oh, I love that, man. I love that. And Cover King is going to be there too. Perky Sanderson saying, thank you for the great show. Pimp Sauce. Thank you also, Loshak. Appreciate you guys dedicating your time to us viewers. Also, let's get some big booty Latinas. Yeah, sounds about right. All right, let's move on. I'm very interested in your White Sox action. I'm going to look at it a little more after the show.
God, I want to take that under, but I just can't pull the trigger, I guess. All right, go on.
8:05 p.m. Eastern. Cincinnati Reds 59-49, 31-23 on the road at the Chicago Cubs 53-53, 27-27 at home. We're at Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois. Let's start with the weather at Wrigley. 77 Fahrenheit, 10.3 miles per hour, right to left, slightly out. Becomes 8.9 miles per hour out. Let's take a look at the Ballpark Pal. Sorry, let's see what Ballpark Pal thinks of Wrigley today. We always go down to the bottom. -9% home runs, -10% runs. There are 2 parks in double digits in the negative, and more parks are in the negative than positive today. So we have Reds, Cubbies. Let's take a look at the line history here with Lively going up against Justin Steele. We have the Cubs opening up at -150. They're now -159. 9 cents of movement there. Let's move over to the line history on the total. So we have a 9-cent move to the Cubs. Pinnacle has moved this total to 9. This total has been all over the map. It opened at 8:27 a.m. By 10:21 a.m., this had moved to 8. Then it lasts there for 12 minutes to 8.5. And then at 10:44 a.m., we're at 9. Then it drops to 8.5 again, up to 9, back to 8.5. So it's at 9 right now, but it's pretty heavily juiced to the under. But that is a legit move to the over. So we have a move to the over and a move to the Chicago Cubs. Let's take a look at the cash flow here in this one. Reds, Cubs. And I think I just see a gift out of the corner of my eye. Ooh-wee, look at that. We have a gift here. It says he might be responsible for the move to the over at 10:21. I love it, TJ. Respect. Wow. So we have the gift in action. I will talk about the gift's superlative record here in a second. But let's talk about the cash flow here. We have 66% of the tickets, 65% of the cash on that under. And the market moving towards the over. Fascinating. From a money line standpoint here, we have 89% of the tickets and 94% of the cash on the Cubs, and just a 9-cent move towards them. Is that enough of a move with that much money on it? Ben Lively, 3.76 ERA, 1.21 WHIP, coming off a really nice start at Milwaukee, 6 2/3, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 3 Ks, no walks. On the road, he's been really good this year, 32 1/3, but 3.58 ERA, 27 Ks, 5 walks, 4 homers, 280 opponent's batting average, but very few barrels on him. Justin Steele, 2.87 ERA, 1.12 WHIP. He's also coming off a really nice start at St. Louis. 6 innings, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot. He's been great at home this year. 2.97 ERA, just 3 home runs allowed in 60 2/3 with a 247 opponent's batting average. The Reds have not been hitting lefties like they were in June. In July, 243, 701 OPS. Cubs are smashing righties, 273, 785 OPS, and both bullpens have been very good. Take it away, Pete. Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois. Reds, Cubs.
This is tough. My numbers indicated Reds in the under, but I didn't trust it. Low confidence. Steele should be good according to my numbers, but again, I don't trust it. Lively, again, my numbers indicate that he's someone likes the over on this one. My numbers like the under, but I definitely didn't bet it, and I think I'm going to pass.
The first 5 overs is the gift play.
Wow, okay. Because I was leaning like first 3 or first 5 under, so total pass for me then.
Wow, the gift play of the day is in business. Let me just make sure I've just copied and pasted. I wasn't sure what to do on this. Did you have any lean on the side, Pete?
Cincinnati, but extremely not. I mean, numbers-wise, Cincinnati, but other than that, total pass. I mean, low confidence, total pass.
My bad. Yes, you said that, which means the record, one more time, for the gift play of the day. This is over 2 seasons he's been giving to us. 41 times he's given us the gift. Actually, a few more. We've had a couple pushes, but 27-14 plus 12.93 units. The ROI, Pete, is plus 28.9%. Average line minus 102. And he's upset that it's fallen below a 30% ROI. That's the kind of capper.
I mean, why not? Right? Oh, man. I'm not taking the first 5 under then, to put it mildly.
Nate Dogg leaning on the leaning towards the over as well. TJ says Lively looks good on the road of late, but those were 2 games at Milwaukee. And Troy Torrance looking at the Cubbies. BJ, second bet of the day, Cubs money line at minus 161 for 2 units. And Troy Torrance says, how can anybody want to bet against Steele? The Ribeye play of the day is in, talking about ridiculously enormous ROIs. Our guy, Mike M. Ribeye play of the day, and it is Canadian gentleman named Joey Votto. Joey Votto here. Ribeye play of the day is in. Wow. All right. Let's move on to the next spot on the board. The Cleveland Guardians at the Houston Astros. And interestingly enough here, Perky Sanderson, who thinks that you might be on mushrooms, Pete. Now I know you're not on mushrooms. I can just see it in your eyes. You see him. You'd still be wearing your pineapple glasses, first off.
Yeah,
right?
which, there's lots of different kinds of mushrooms. There's lots of different doses. I need to know the variety and the dosage in order to answer that question accurately.
No, that's fair.
I'm always on some kind of mushrooms.
He says, Astros money line for the Big Booty Latina Street Festival pick of the year. Now, I like Gavin Williams very much, and it's impossible for me not to notice that Framber Valdez has not been good for a while now. Now, if this was the playoff time, it'd be no surprise if he was to step up. But I do believe that Framber Valdez is somewhat vulnerable, even though if you look at his year-long record, it's very good. 3.29 ERA, 1.14 whip. If you look at his record at home, 2.74 ERA. He's only allowed 4 home runs over 75 2/3. But he looked bad against the Rangers in the last start. And I like Gavin Williams. So I moved on the Guardians' first 3 at plus 145. Guardians' first 3 at plus 145. I want Williams going through the order once at this giant plus price. So the roof will be closed, so we can go right into the line history here. Let's start with the money line. The money line here had the Guardians opening up at plus 167. They're now plus 161. 6 cents of movement towards the Cleveland Guardians. From a total side of things, this opened up at 8. It lasted there for 10 minutes. Opened up at 5:31 p.m. At 5:41 p.m. it moved to 8.5. Moved back to 8 at 8:31 p.m. and to 8.5. It's been bouncing all over the place, but it's gone up a half run. So the total's gone up, and there's been a slight move towards the Guardians. When we go over to the cash flow, 55% of the tickets are on the Guardians, but just 20% of the cash. Yes, that makes me uncomfortable that it's slightly a public road dog and there's not much cash on it. But I only need them for 3 goddamn innings. 62% of the tickets are on the under and 57% of the cash, and yet this has gone up towards the over. Maybe the over is this one. Oh, there, Fly White Mike. Yeah, you were saying going to hedge on the Guardians now with 1 game back, but selling Savali. No, I'm not going to hedge on the Guardians. I'm just going to expect to lose the Guardians to win the division bet. And it's not because of the Savali trade. It's because the Twins bats are rolling right now, even though they just got swept by the Royals to give me a chance. But no, it's not a hedging situation. Plus 390. Although it's a nice big score, it's not my lone bet. Like I've got losing future bets. So I need either the Guardians or the Orioles to win the division. And if either of them do, everything's taken care of and everything's great. But I'm not going to hedge on it. And the Twins have been quite decent sized favorites the whole time, even when the Guardians were up a game. It's because the Twins have a very easy schedule, even though they haven't been handling it well. So there you go. Guardians, Astros. Gavin Williams has looked very good of late. He's only had 2 starts on the road in his career. He's gone 12 innings in those 2 starts. He's allowed 5 hits, just 2 earned runs, 10 Ks, and 5 walks. Look, I believe in him. The Astros aren't smashing righties, 238, 738 OPS. Guardians versus lefties, 256, 713. Both bullpens have been bad. Very interested to hear your thoughts. Take it away, Pete. Guardians, Astros.
I agree with you taking general Jimmy the Bag. Makes me a little bit nervous just that Valdez tends to be good early in games and worse later, So that makes me think maybe taking like a first 5 or a full game might be the way to go. But no, I agree with you in general. My numbers indicate that the line is too high, and I want to make at least one official pick on it one way or another.
And are you going to follow through with that?
Yeah.
What is
I will take? Yeah, let me just think. Yeah, let me see what. Yeah, you know what? I'll take. I'll just take the first 3 at plus 150. You're right. I'll go with you on that one. First 3 plus 150. Cleveland Guardians. Think it's all right. and I will take it.
First 3 at plus 150. Where is that? Where do you get that?
Will Hill.
Will Hill. I'd like to see what the Guardians are now for the first 3. I got that plus 145. The first 3 still plus 145. Okay, so you're getting the better line at Will Hill. Morgan Spooner says, how do I become a Pub Sports member? Thank you for thinking of us, Morgan. It means a ton. When you go to our YouTube page, you'll see subscribe. You'll also see join. And join is where you can become a member, and it means a ton. And we are starting to roll out things that only the members get. And the first thing is our Thursday Cappers Contest show. Yes, it's available on mobile, but I didn't quite. Oh, it's there. It says, I think you click on the cash sign, but it's not. You don't need to donate. It's not a donation. But I don't know. It's maybe someone else can walk you through it. But yeah, it's available on mobile as well. But he says you have to. Okay, no, sorry, you have to do it from a computer. Okay, my bad. You have to do it from a computer, Morgan. There's our guy DC Capper in the house. What up, DC? All right, and thank you for caring about that, Morgan. It means a ton to us. So both of us are on the Guardians' first 3 at plus 145. Perky Sanderson's on the Astros money line. Jeffrey Blue is on the Blue Balls play today as the Astros team total over. Okay, let's roll on to our next spot on the board, 8:10 p.m. Eastern. We have the New York Mets 50 and 55, 24 and 32 on the road at Kansas City Royals 32 and 75, 18 and 36 at home Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. The first thing that happened on today's show was, look at Sammy Calmer. Thank you so much. 699 dono. What a guy. So Sammy Calmer giving us the dono. We've got Arthur Meade Jr. giving us a dono. And the show opened up with a dono from our friend Sean Higgs. Part of that dono is he called this Loshak Day. He said happy August and the under 9.5 in the Mets game. And here we are at the very Mets game. Now, I have moved on the Royals' first 3 innings. Every time Greinke's at home, he looks good that first time through the lineup. You know, he just looks good that first time through the lineup. And the Royals are smashing lefties right now. And look, I know the Mets have been very good in July. They are selling. The Royals just came off sweeping the Twinkies. And this is a team that actually is starting to believe in themselves, and they hit lefties. And, you know, Quintana is pretty good. And I don't know how he does it. When I use the eye test, I'm like, I don't know how he's getting these outs, but he gets them. There has been 1 cent of movement to the Royals, 2 cents away from the Mets. The Royals have gone from plus 138 to plus 137. From a total standpoint here, we have it's moved to 10 at Pinnacle. 10. So one of these pitchers is vulnerable. It just moved to 10 2 minutes ago. And it's not a small move to 10. This was a pretty big move to 10 because the under's not at minus 120 at 10. The under's just at minus 112. So it's a pretty big move to the to the over. And there, Perky Sanderson, a member of We Be Pubbing. Thank you, man. I love that. Thank you so much. Perky Sanderson, that means a ton. So let's take a look. I didn't mention the weather in Kansas City here. 99 Fahrenheit, feels like 105, 8.2 miles per hour to left, between 8.2 and 7.3. Ballpark Pal has this. Kauffman Stadium minus 6% home runs, plus 8% doubles and triples, and plus 10% runs. And Quintana's coming off a nice start in a 3-1 loss at the Yankees. 6 innings, 3 runs, just 2 of which were earned. Greinke coming off 5-1 loss at the Guardians, 4 earned runs over 5 innings, but he looked great until the 5th inning. At home, he's got a 3.74 ERA. Opponents are hitting 291 off of him, but not a ton of barrels. And both bullpens have been quite good. Quite good. Earl Sports Bets is on the Mets -1 and the over at 9.5. And BT says, sincere thanks to whomever gifted me the subscription or the membership. Says, I've been down since Loshak and Brenner. Respect, BT. Respect and thank you, my friend. Take it away, Pete. Mets, Royals. We have a move to 10 now at Pinnacle. But Sean Higgs gave us the under 9.5. And when he did, I thought that made a ton of sense. So take it away.
You know, this is a very tough one. What's up with the Mets after the Scherzer trade? Greinke shaky, not so great at home, but my numbers indicated some value on the under. And Quintana should be okay. Also, numbers indicated, though, value on KC at the plus 140 line. So I don't know what to make of this. And the line move doesn't make me feel good. I haven't bet it yet. If you gave me a free play, I would throw it on the under in honor of Sean Higgs. But even if I didn't know what Sean Higgs liked in this one, I would still throw it on the under because that's what my numbers indicated had the best value. But a little bit of a wacky game here, Jim.
It is a bit of a wacky game, and I'm probably not getting enough on my first three. I'm really not getting enough.
Let me put it to you this way. Yeah. If one of these starters is good and the other one gets hit after he's out, live betting the under is something I would definitely do at that point.
Yeah. Joe Yurkovich says, really liking the Guardians' first 5 team total over 1.5 minus 105. That's a really interesting look, Joe. That does kind of correlate with how I see that. But I'm sort of betting on Gavin Williams, but I'm going to copy and paste that and look at that after the show. Okay, let's roll on here. Let's roll on. So I'm on the Royals' first 3. And I don't like to bet that much anymore. I mean, I liked what I thought about the Royals, but I should be getting a bigger line than plus 110 on the first 3. The first 5's plus 125, and I don't know if that's enough. I fear my action in this one. Let's move on to 8:40 p.m. Eastern. San Diego Padres 52-55, 23-30 on the road. The Colorado Rockies 42-64, 25-28 at home. Thank you, Morgan Spooner. We have 2 new members of Pub Sports Radio in the last 2 minutes. Morgan Spooner and Perky Sanderson running with the squad. I really like it. Thank you, guys. Morgan Spooner, now a member of Pub Sports Radio. And we're excited to start rolling out the things for the members. We know at this point that the members have become members just to support the channel, and they're not getting a ton, really out of it. Except, if there's any questions or anything, we'll stop everything for you guys. But we are now going to roll out the things for the members, and it just means so much to us. So thank you guys very, very much. Padres, Rockies, Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Let's start with the weather here to get started. And Ballpark Pal thinks it's going to be a very offensive situation today. But drizzle and light rain in the forecast like yesterday. Shout out to our guy Earl Sports Bets, who took the game to go into extras live on our show. A lot of winning last night. 68 Fahrenheit, 10.3 miles per hour to right center. Dies down to 9.4 miles per hour. Let's go over to our total in this one. Oh, sorry. No, let's go over to Ballpark Pal. My bad. Sorry. Ballpark Pal and see what they are thinking. And very offensive. Plus 20% home runs, plus 18% doubles and triples, plus 22% runs. For some reason, I thought that was higher. Maybe that's gone down a bit, but plus 22% runs, plus 20% home runs. Now, is that God? I thought I saw it much higher than that, but maybe I just refreshed it or something. Maybe the drizzle wasn't part of the plan. Let's go into the total here first and foremost for this Rockies game, and it's not here on my. It is not listed here.
I'm seeing 12.5, slightly juiced to the under.
Thank you. Yeah, it is not here. 78% of the tickets and 99% of the cash is on the under 12.5. From a money line standpoint, 77% of the tickets, 81% of the cash is on the San Diego Padres. The Padres they couldn't look worse not winning that game. Loaded bases with no out and extras, don't get a run. Machado error at third base. That just all he had to do was hold on to the ball tightly. He just did it very lackadaisically when he was tagging out the runner, and that cost them the loss. Just issue after issue, but Grisham did hit the home run. Sancho says that Soto play. I mean, what a horrific base running mistake. It's just one thing after another. And that run would have cashed with the sac fly that happened in the next at bat. It's just they deserve to lose. Now, we think, or at least RotoWire thought that Ryan Weathers was going to be called up for this game. And he's listed at RotoWire. So it's expected to be Peter Lambert versus Ryan Weathers. And we don't know if it will be, but let's just do the due diligence here if it is.
Oh, you mean the starter?
Yeah.
Is Avila.
Is that? Oh wow.
for San Diego.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I thought it was.
I mean, the opener. Yeah, whatever.
Wow. So is that what RotoWire is saying now? Should I refresh this?
Yeah, Avila is the opener.
Oh yeah, Pedro Avila. Wow. Okay, Pedro Avila, and then I don't even know if Ryan Weathers is being called up. Cuban Wayne Gretzky says, "Can I get a birthday pick?" Yes, you've come to the right place. Peter Loshak delivers, man. He delivers. Yes, you can have a birthday pick, and happy birthday to the Cuban Wayne Gretzky. And man, you've come to the right place. But don't judge him. Don't judge him. But take the birthday pick and get paid with it. So yes, if anybody wants a birthday pick, you've come to the right place.
I don't even have any words to describe how insane I look. I look so much better and cooler in so many different ways. Why is that the fucking picture of the birthday pick graphic? That's all right though. We'll talk about it later. Unbelievable.
But it takes time to deliver those. You don't rush brilliance, Cuban Wayne Gretzky. So we're gonna need time for Pistol Pete to take it all in and decide what is your birthday pick. But happy birthday, Cuban Wayne Gretzky. Another great thing about this birthday situation is it doesn't just come with a pick. It also comes with some heartwarming thoughts and some goals for you in the future. There's a lot that goes on here. So respect, Cuban Wayne Gretzky. Happy birthday, my friend, and thank you for being a part of it. Back to this Padres spot. I'm gonna have to. I thought it was going to be Weathers, who has not pitched in majors since July 15th. Peter Lambert has had a funny 45 in the third innings because on the road, this guy's just lights out, unstoppable. At home, he's throwing 20 innings. He's allowed 18 earned runs, 7 home runs, and 10 walks. So he's been so bad at home. And we do know that Lambert will be in. On the road, he's been lights out. Do you have any feelings on Lambert? Or I know this line is being slowly coming out. Any feelings on the spot, though, to help us for our study when we get more information?
Definitely on the spot. We've talked about this all year with San Diego, and you tend to see this every year in all sports. Despite what AI might be with us now or in the future, I'm still going to look for it. Just a team that is way worse than the sum of their parts and just either is overvalued, finds ways to mess it up, and always. And of course, sometimes you're going to have big losses, and then you're going to be like, oh, maybe San Diego is as awesome as we thought they were. More often than not, though, you're going to cash one way or another in weird situations as a big dog, and no question about it. I would take, after a bad loss like that, are they going to come back? A good character team? Yes. A bad character team? No. I would definitely take Colorado as a big dog here again. Not quite going to do it blindly. I didn't look into this game because there was no line before the show started, but without question, for me, it would be Rockies or pass.
Yeah, I feel you. And I need to study Avila more right now, and Lambert's splits are just wild. So let's move on to 9:40 p.m. Slow Jam says sweep Texas and lose to Colorado. The fix is in. 9:40 p.m. Eastern is next up. T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington. We have the Boston Red Sox 56 and 50, 26 and 27 on the road. At the Seattle Mariners 55 and 51, 30 and 25 at home. And when we talk about the Boston Red Sox, we need to hear the thoughts of our friend Donkey Fingers Bouquet for this huge game for both teams. Both teams. Red Sox 6 games over 500. Mariners 4 games over 500. And in the thick of things in the wild card race. Piker says, I've been saying for years and years, Pete was a shower and a shave away from handsome.
Yeah, and I look fucked up just to entertain people. That look there was not entertaining or cool or funny in any way. It just looks insane, which I guess is funny. I mean, it is funny when people are genuinely insane as opposed to intentionally insane. I guess you're right, Jose Bouquet. I guess you're right.
70 Fahrenheit, 8.5 miles per hour in. It's between 8.5 and 7.3 miles per hour. Let's go over to Ballpark Pal's thoughts here in Seattle. T-Mobile plus 1% homers, minus 11% doubles and triples, minus 4% overall. Let's take a look at the line history here. We'll start with the money line. the money line for now it's up here. Why was I couldn't find now I find the Lambert whatever. Here for the Mariners, we have the Mariners opening up -110. They're now -113. 3 cents of movement to the Seattle Mariners. And for the total, where the hell is it?
Wow, here we go. First breaking news of the day.
Oh.
It's extremely underwhelming. The Colorado Rockies trade Brad Hand to the Braves.
Well, Hand will be helpful. He's not bad. The total opens up under 8 -115. It's now under 8 at -109. So we have 5 cents of movement, 6 to the under, 5 to the over. So a slight move to the over, and a very slight move to the Mariners. When we go over to the cash flow, 67% of the tickets and 90% of the cash on the Boston Red Sox. That is surprising with the slight move to the Mariners. A lot of money on Boston. Then we have on the total 34% of tickets and 64% of cash on the over, and it's slightly moving in that direction. Mr. Heat says, I hate to say this, but the Red Sox will start to regress here. He's on Seattle. Now Morgan Spooner on the other side says the Mariners are due to regress. Slowdowns Arsenal says Seattle most profitable team in July. Will it carry over? Reclaim James is on Seattle. And Saturated calls you insanely beautiful.
Yeah, there's that too. There's that aspect of it also. And that picture also doesn't communicate.
3.66 ERA, 1.21 whip. Last start, 6 innings, 3 earned runs in a 5-3 win at home versus the Braves. I'm wondering if he's dealing with any issues with the amount of innings he's throwing, Jose, if you could touch on that. He doesn't look quite as dominant of late. On the road, 4.14 ERA, 252 opponents batting average. He's allowed 9 jacks and just 41 in a third. Bryce Miller coming off a bad start at the Twins, 5 2/3, 6 earned runs. These young pitchers on the Mariners seem to bounce back pretty well, and Bryce Miller's been very good at home. 2.70 ERA, 186 opponents batting average, 5 home runs allowed, over 43 and a third. Red Sox versus righties, 281, 816. Mariners versus righties, 249, 778. Both bullpens have been very, very good. Take it away, Jose, and don't call him your baby boy. Bayo versus Bryce Miller.
Yeah, it's tough because the Red Sox, as I've said, they are a team that loses 4 games in a row and wins 5 games in a row. They've just been doing that all year. It's been very frustrating. 2 back-to-back walk-off losses against the Giants, and then a late inning loss or late innings, give up against the Mariners. 3 game losses in a row is a little annoying, and especially at the trade deadline when you want this team to be buyers, or I want this team to be buyers at least. It's a difficult start. And Brian Bayo, he's pitched around this amount of innings before, and I need to do some mathematicas real quick because I don't know what 58 plus 57 is off the top of my head. That's 115 innings. He pitched that last year. And he's about at 112-ish right now, 102 actually right now. So I'm going to be interested to see how that works out as well, but I don't think it's that. Maybe it's just a cold spot. I'm not sure. He pitched okay against the Braves. 3 earned runs against the Braves for Brian Bayo is pretty impressive to me. But the Mariners' offense has been hot in the last month, last 2 weeks, whatever you want to call it. 9th, 121 weighted runs created plus in the last 2 weeks, since this is the half of July into today. So especially this last half of the month have been good. And I've been kind of skittish on betting the Red Sox on this West Coast road trip. Well, I shouldn't say that. Since the walk-off losses, I've been skittish now. So I don't think I'm going to move on them, but I do kind of lean over because Bryce Miller is just fastball. And if his fastball is not working, like someone in the chat said, he's susceptible.
Mr. Heat saying that Bayo's pitching days are thrown off due to having just had a baby.
Yeah, maybe. And he did go on the paternity list and came back and was pitching shittier. This is, I guess, the opposite of dad strength. But, maybe being on the West Coast away from the child is helpful. I don't know. But yeah.
Pistol Pete Loshak, your thoughts here on Red Sox Mariners?
Well, I'm interested to hear what people have to say about Miller because my numbers, which don't actually take into consideration, pitch type which, I probably should. It just takes a long time, indicate a good bounce back spot for Miller. Indicating, lean to the under, which I guess the market disagrees with. I did already bet the first 5 under, and I'm an inch away from taking Seattle first 5. My numbers indicate that it's probably an okay spot for Bayo too, but Jose Bouquet probably would know better. You think Bayo's like about to have a run of fatigue, and he's not going to be reliably giving you decent starts as he was in June?
Well, I mean,
earlier.
You can say he's already in it, Pete. 7
Right.
innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 4 innings, 6 earned runs, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Those are
the home runs are very concerning.
Yeah, it is, and I don't know what to make of him recently. So I've unfortunately had to stay off the Red Sox games, but I do lean over. The offense has been horrible the last 3 days, but I do think this is a spot for them to bounce back here against a young pitcher that, again, you throw in, fastballs only, basically, and you got the curveball every once in a while. Strider's the same way. It's basically fastball slider, but his slider's ridiculous. So
you guys are down on Miller? My numbers indicate like good spot for him. Very good spot for him.
I think he shoves here. I think Bryce Miller bounces back and shoves here. Quickly, shout out to Chocolatey Waterfall. Great to see you. Birdie also back in business with us. What do you consider the Red Sox ability to hit fastballs? Are they a great fastball hitting team, Jose?
I can actually look that up. So give me 2 minutes.
I think that is.
All right, we'll start with this, Jimmy the Bag. Seattle first 3 minus 120. You can give me that. Seattle first 3 minus 120.
Seattle first 3 minus 120. And is that at
Will Hill?
That's at Will Hill. I'd like to see where I'm at here with the first 3. But I would prefer, I think, first 5. I'm close to moving on the Mariners first 5. First 3, they're minus 130. So you got minus 120. It's a better number.
Yeah.
Odds Bunch says there are a few guys who rake high velocity in Boston, Yoshida being the top guy. What numbers do you have, Jose? Anything?
I'm still looking.
Okay,
sorry.
No worries. No, it's all good. All good. I'm leaning towards the Mariners' first 5 here. I really think that that Bayo's run of dominance is over. That's not saying that he can't be good here, and he could. So I kind of lean towards the bounce back from Bryce Miller off of a bad start at the Twins, now coming back home. But both teams are smashing righties. Both bullpens have been very good. Alex Hill says you don't want this smoke in poker. I love it, Alex. 3 poker tournaments that we're going to be announcing here very shortly. Can't wait. Can't wait. And our guy Saturated, best performance in our last one. Mr. Heat says that might be a better look. Full game might have to get with you. Or that better look than full game. Jose, you got the info?
No, I cannot. My computer is just fucking not loading for me today. So I just give it up. I trust the chat. Fucking asshole computer right now. No, I know that it wasn't like the most, like I said, one of the first things that jumped out at me in this game was first 5 under. Because I agree with you guys. Bryce Miller could bounce back here, throw his fastball and his curveball well, and the Red Sox offense has been shit the last fucking 3 days. It's been like 1 run. I think they scored 3 runs in the last 3 games combined. So it's been tough, but I do lean over in this game. And I don't know if I'll make it official. I probably won't. I think this is going to be a shorter card for me. But I'm just going to gone back and forth between betting the over in this game or not. And I think this opened up at 7.5. I'm not 100%.
It did. Yeah.
And it's gone up to 8. So yeah.
I mean, Pinnacle didn't look like they did, but a lot of books did.
So it's a confusing one, but by the end of my show at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, and by the way, that'll be basically like a trade deadline show, which will be a lot of fun. The trade deadline will be heating up and such while we're going. Be an hour left by the end of it. It'll be a lot of fun, and yeah, I think I'm seeing 7.5s now as well. Back to 7.5s. It's funny.
And our guy Sharpie saying Bayo has had 4 games versus the AL West since May 12th. Has not allowed more than 2 earned runs in any game while going 7 innings 2 times, including a 5-inning shutout of these Mariners. I'm curious when that last, if it's been within like.
It's been a while. It was, of course, I didn't fucking write down the date, but it was early in the season. I can tell you that.
Because yeah, Bayo looked like shades of Pedro at times during that run, and he doesn't right now. And I'm going to move on that
May 17th.
May 17th. But important info from Sharpie as always. I like Bryce Miller in this situation. I think Bayo's going to be absolute stud, but I'm very close to moving on Mariners first 5. Pete, only thing you want is Mariners first 3.
And let's throw on no run in first inning, -122, current line Pinnacle. No run first inning, -122, current line Pinnacle.
All right, we are locked in. And Jose, you have Bobano on your show today. Is that true? So Bobano going to be on Say Hey Plays of the day here.
Yep, and I just bought my Cappers contest ticket. So fuck you, Pete. Beat Pete officially begins now.
And I love it. I love it. And also from Sharpie, saying that Bayo's had 2 quality starts in his last 3. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's allowed 12 earned runs, but look, 12 earned runs over. It's just that one start at Oakland that really jumps out. But he's allowed 6 home runs in his last 3 starts.
Yeah, that's
12,
not good.
12 Ks to 4 walks, but absolutely right, Sharpie. 2 quality starts in the 3, and I am being a little harsh on him. Alex Hill says, anyone got a Nerfy or Yurfy? And we just heard a Nerfy right now. And we'll go over all of them, but Pete's got the Nerfy here in this game. But you're right. He's pitched a little better than what I've given him credit for. All right, let's move on to 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Arizona Diamondbacks 57 and 50, 28 and 22 on the road at San Francisco Giants 58, 49, 30 and 23 at home. So I've moved on the Giants first 5, but this is the message that I received from Nutflush Allen here. It says from June 25th to July 28th, the Giants have scored 0, 1, or 2 runs 55% of the time. That's through 27 games. On 2/3 of those games, they've reached 3 runs. He says that he's definitely looking at smashing unders until something changes. Says they continue to set the Giants team total over at 4.5. And the few times that he's being burned by it, it was in extra innings. The question now is Zach Gallen, another one of our pitchers that we have wild splits with. Is he going to start pitching better on the road? He's actually coming off a bad home start. A rarity. 6 1/3, 5 earned runs, still at 8 strikeouts and 11-7 loss. He's been great this year. 11-5, 3.36 ERA, 1.08 WHIP, 143 Ks and 136 2/3. On the road, he's got a 4.97 ERA and points earning 258 off of him. Yes, Ron Crawford, my man, both are up right now. Cappers contest and the Survivor contest are both up on our website. We'll be talking about them nonstop on our shows, on our football shows, and our Cappers contest show as well.
This one might hurt you a little bit, Jim. This one might hurt you a little bit. Rich Hill traded with G-Man Choi.
Where?
Those fucking addicted ass Padres.
What? Really?
They just can't get enough. They need it. They need trades. They need to trade for people. So yeah, wow. G-Man Choi and Rich Hill to the Padres.
I don't mind that. I like Rich Hill getting opportunities to pitch in front of sold out stadiums. I don't mind that at all. Let's talk about that's scary. You had me scared. That's fine. I can handle that. So let's talk about the weather here in Oracle. 58 Fahrenheit, 11.6 miles per hour, 11.6 to 13.4 miles per hour. Minus 38% home runs. Minus 5% doubles and triples. Minus 14% runs. Now let's go over to the line history here. We have the Giants opening up at plus 107. They're now minus 108. 15-cent move to the San Francisco Giants. And from a total perspective, we have, and this is our final game on today's card, opening up at 7, and it was juiced to the over. And Actually, I didn't realize that Pinnacle hadn't opened this line up, but all the books had it open at 7, heavily juiced to the over last night. Here at 7:58 in the morning, it opened up at 7.5, quickly moved to 7, juiced to the over, and then it started moving, towards the under. But back to 7.5 at 9, and we are sitting at 7.5 with a 7-cent move to the over. 7-cent move to the over, and a big 15-cent move to the San Francisco Giants. We have 61% of tickets, 61% of the cash on the Giants, 15-cent move in their direction. 67% of tickets, 72% cash on the under, and a move to the over. So let's see here. Let's hear what Sharpie has to say. He says Zach Gallen has a reserve seat in the Lexus Parking Club at Giants Stadium. 3 games for Giants since last year. All-star break for G-Man, not allowing more than 2 earned runs. Rocco Rogers, San Francisco moneyline plus 106, says I hate going against Gallen. Now, I've gone. The Giants aren't hitting, but I can't help myself. I feel like I just keep going back to the well. It's it's one of the few things that's really been successful is backing Alex Cobb at home. So I did it again. I backed him at home again. I got first 5 at plus 102. Right now at Pinnacle, I'd like to see this first 5 in the minus. Let's see, the first 5 right now at Pinnacle is plus 100. So it's again moved 2 more cents in that direction. So what's Gallen going to do here on the road is the question. I trust Cobb at home where he's being spectacular. He's allowed 1 home run in 49 and 2/3 innings. He's a 1.09 ERA. The Giants aren't hitting. The Diamondbacks aren't really hitting either. The Diamondbacks bullpen is being bad, but looked pretty good last night. Nate Dogg asking what the over-under K-prop on Zach Gallen is. I will give you that right now, and then we will hand it over. Oh, no, we have the A's-Dodgers game. Sorry, we have the A's-Dodgers game with Lance Lynn. The pitcher prop here on Gallen. Pitcher strikeouts. Now, this is Bet365, which gives bad line. It's at 5.5, heavily juiced to the over, minus 175 to the over. Pete, very interested in your thoughts here. Gallen, Cobb, Diamondbacks, Giants.
Yeah, again, it could lose. I'm not going to overthink it. We'll take the first 5 under. We'll take the Pinnacle line, actually, 4 minus 126, because I actually have a low volatility here based on my analysis here. And so when you have low volatility, you want to lean towards more favorite lines. So we'll take the first 5 under 4 minus 126. If Gallen gets crushed, I will be accepting of the unit and a quarter loss. Or if God gets crushed.
I wanted to move on that as well, and I was just taken off of it because of the market moves. But Joe Yerger says Gallen not in good form. With these weak Giant bats, it's easy to expect Gallen to sort of bounce back here, but I'm on Cobb first 5, and I don't know if I add to it. So that's your only move here. The first 5 under 4. Okay. And let's hear what Sharpie says. Says Gallen over 18.5 outs at plus money. He's gone over 6 1/3 in every start versus these Giants since last year. Not being a back-to-back in the books, jump his case. He's hit over 6 1/3 when they jump his case.
Nothing official yet here, but this will actually affect Jimmy. You might have lost a shortstop yesterday for a little bit. So it looks like the Blue Jays are acquiring another shortstop.
Ooh, wow.
They're in advanced talks with Paul DeJong of your St. Louis Cardinals. And by the way, the White Sox are officially open for business, saying they will trade, or they're open to trade everyone except for Luis Roberts. So maybe we'll get a Dylan Cease trade. Who knows?
Oh,
yeah.
Let him go to the Orioles.
My White Sox bets are going to be they're dead on arrival. I mean, whatever, it's okay. They said, "Oh fucking no, it's going to be gone by tonight." I know.
Let's talk about the final game on the board, and then bring on Teece for WNBA. Teece has 2 games that he wants to talk about here with us. Next up for us, final game on the board. Morgan saying Cease isn't getting traded. Look, I get it. I get it. Okay. Oakland Athletics at Los Angeles Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. These A's 15 and 38 on the road. I haven't been that bad on the road. 30-77 overall. Terrible team. Dodger Stadium in LA. Let's take a look at the weather in Chavez Ravine here. We have Weather-wise, 75 Fahrenheit hot in LA, 8.3 miles per hour out to right field, stays between 8.3 and 6.8 miles per hour. They have Dodger Stadium plus 12% home runs, plus 3% runs. Take a look at the line history here for this one, and there's not much of one as I guess, but they do have Waldichuk now. Let me just see if I can refresh and see if we can get the line history here on the site. And no, it's not up here on the site. So and Joe Yerger says this game is off the board. So who's not going to be there? It's probably Waldichuk, right? Lance Lynn, 6-9, 6.47 ERA, getting his first Dodger start. He's not looked good. Lefties have destroyed him. But who are the lefties in the A's lineup that you need to be worried about? Kemp opens it off. Blade, Seth Brown, Soderstrom. There are very few. This is an opportunity for Lance Lynn to probably shove in his first appearance here. The A's are actually hitting righties, 231, 713 OPS. Do you have any thoughts on this spot, Pete, while we're waiting to see a line? It's been taken off the board at a bunch of spots.
No, didn't even look at it. No line on the overnight line, doing other shit, looking at fucking women's World Cup, tennis, all that crap. Pass.
I didn't think World Cup was going to come after women's there. I was very interested in where you were going with that.
And some other stuff. Okay. Trying to gross anyone out here, but yeah.
All right. Impossible. That's impossible. You could not gross out this group, man.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. That's good to know for future reference then. Thank you.
You cannot do it. Not this group.
Okay.
Okay. Let's review all action and then get into WNBA. Can you message Teece for us?
More Blue Jays news. It looks like they're trying to they're the front runner to acquire an old friend, Teoscar Hernandez.
Ooh, that would be big. But why? I mean, yes, it was a mistake to get rid of him, but why would the Mariners give him up here? I don't.
They will seem like they're sellers, and yes, I talked or I messaged Teece. I haven't heard from him, but I did message him. So shout out to Teece.
Wow, that is absolutely wild. Well, let's review all action here in MLB. Loshak's on the Marlins first 5 minus 130, and I want in. I want in on that. Brewers, Nats, we stayed off. Jose's on the over 8 in Tampa, New York Yankees, and Piker. Poker Addicted 79 also in it, says the panties in the mail play of the day is Tampa, New York over 8.
Mm-hmm.
Mally Mal gave us a bunch of first 5s. Tigers first 5, Yankees first 5, Orioles first 5, Cubs first 5, Giants first 5, Astros first 5, Braves first 5, and Red Sox first 5. The pimp slap play of the day is the Detroit Tigers. I'm also on the Detroit Tigers first 5. He's on the full game, Mike M. And that gives me a lot of confidence. Viper NB is on Detroit, Pittsburgh first 3 under and first 5 under. Loshak is on the Blue Jays first 5 team total under 2.5 at minus 140, and the Orioles first 5 minus 101. I'm on the Orioles first 5 and full game. BJ's best bet is on the Orioles money line. Then Loshak's on that lineup first 5 team total over 2.5, and the Braves race to 3. Our guy Sharpie is a mortgage type action on Spencer Strider. Odds Bunch says quick tip on Rodon's K-pop. His vertical and horizontal break of his slider and changes nowhere where it should be. Careful on his overs, strikeout overs, till he figures it out. That is helpful. Thank you.
Who said that?
Sharpie.
Oh, shout out to Sharpie. Shout out to
yeah. What a group we have. So Loshak is on the Braves first 5 team total over 2.5, and the Braves race to 3. Max bet for our guy Sharpie, Spencer Strider, 10 plus Ks. Cover King's also on that. Look, Justin McElvey on Austin Riley, RBI. Tone Miggins on Moustakas to get a hit, and he's on the Angels run line and money line. Then Jose's on the Twins at minus 121. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day is on the Twins minus 108. But Wine Time Sports only look on today's card thus far is on the Cardinals money line. He gave us 2 winners yesterday. Loshak's on the White Sox first 5 and full game and is concerned about what's going to happen here on deadline day. Yeah. Mike M. Ribeye play of the day is Joey Votto plus 215. TJ's on the Reds Blackhawks. I'm ready for hockey, man. Reds Cubs first 5 over 4.5. BJ's second bet of the day is the Cubs money line. Earl Sports Bets is on the Cubs first 5 -1/2, full game -1. I did not move on that one. Joe Yurkovich says he's really liking that Guardians first 5 team total over 1.5. I copied and pasted it because I'm interested in it as well. Loshak is on the Guardians first 3, and he got a better line than me. I bet that this morning at +145. We got, for show record keeping purposes, he got it at first 3 at +150. Perky Sanderson, the Big Booty Latino Street Festival pick of the year, is the Astros money line, and Jeffrey Blue gave us the Astros team total over. I'm on the Royals first 3 at +110, and I think I probably should have got a bigger number on it, but it is what it is. Sean Higgs gave us the under 9.5 in Mets, Kansas City Royals, and also gave us a $50 dono. Thank you, Sean. Huge, and calling it Loshak Day. I love when Pete's on and Sean Higgs hangs with us. I'm on the Royals first 3. Don't forget, Cuban Wayne Gretzky needs a birthday pick, but we will wait till after we've broken down WNBA with our man Parlay Teece coming to us from Philadelphia. Padres, Rockies, we have no action. Loshak's on the Seattle Mariners first 3 at -120 and the Nerfy at -122, and I want the Mariners here. Our guy Sharpie says something is wrong with Framber. Says, I wish I could back him, but his calf is a bigger deal than what they have led us to believe. Sancho saying that over in the Royals game is now 10 at Bet Online. Loshak's on Arizona, San Francisco first 5 under 4 at -126. I'm on the Giants first 5. And that concludes our MLB.
Jim, add on two more for me, okay? White Sox, Texas, under 9.5 -116, and I'll take Mets, KC, under 10 -112. I'll take both of those. White Sox, Texas, under 9.5 -116, and Mets, KC, under 10 -112.
Okay, so sorry, I was finding the games here.
Right.
White Sox, Texas. Sorry. I know you repeated it multiple times. Can you do
under 9.5 -116?
Okay, you got that. White Sox, Texas.
And Mets, KC, under 10 -112.
Mets. Okay, so then Loshak is on the New York Mets, KC under 10, and that was -112.
Yeah,
you are in business. You are in business. I find that appealing. I think I'd rather trust the first 5 than the Royals bullpen going up against the Mets. But
I hear you.
But I'm interested in joining here. That'd be a first 5 under. But maybe I should just go first 3 under, because that's okay. I'm gonna think about all of this here. Now it is time to move on to the WNBA, and we have just the man for the job, starring on Who Bangin' Sports Network, ready to rock with us. He's here on Tuesdays with Loshak in the bag, and we're very thankful to roll with him. Please welcome our friend Parlay Teece to the show. Teece, how are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing today? Great to be on. What's up, chat? How you guys doing? Let's make some money.
Make some money.
Is in the house getting love from our guy Real Deal Prime and others. Let me get this all set up here. Pete, as he loves to do, has guessed what your action is today, and I'm interested if he is right. Let me set this all up for us. It is time to get into the WNBA.
Let me ask, I mean to cut you off. Let me ask Pete a question real quick, because I'm really, really curious on this. Why are you liking the over so much in the France-Panama game?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I think that the floodgates will open. I don't know. Why? You like the under? You're on the under in that one?
I looked at that game. I haven't bet anything yet. I don't bet that till like the last minute. But it's screaming under to me, man, to be honest with you. But I mean,
you might be right though, Teece. Believe me, I was just looking over my plays today, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go 3-10 in MLB today. But yeah, look, the World Cup plays, I'm sharing them just because I've done well with them. But before the game start, every bet I make, I'm like, I think this might be totally wrong. And it's the same as the Netherlands game. I hit the over in that one. I hit the team total overs for Netherlands. Everything went way over. I have the same kind of feeling and capping take on this one. So I'm like, I'll just go with it again and share it. But as we all know, after you have a big play that wins and then you share something publicly, that's a dead loser, stone dead loser right there. So you might be right, Teece.
I'm not saying that it's a loser because, like I said, I haven't put anything in yet.
No, it is.
I just wanted to know if you had something behind it that I could, factor in. And so, because I'm so mad at myself, man. I had a 14 parlay last night, and the Dutch. I had the Dutch in the first half. I had that as a tie, and they went up 1-0. Otherwise, I would have hit everything, and I would have been happy as hell. But yeah, the Women's World Cup's been my thing, and I just
great.
And to be honest with you, man, if we're on the opposite sides, I'm going your way.
No, not this, Teece. Not on this. Well, we'll see. I don't know. Again, I have had I've been only betting totals pretty much, and there were a few totals where I was wrong, but I think I'm like 8-3 or something, like winning with these totals. So there's another one I'm on.
I'll tell you one thing, then we'll get to the WNBA. Sorry, Jimmy.
That's all good.
Netherlands. I put them in last night before the game, plus 1,600 to win the World Cup.
Wow.
Man, I'm feeling good about that one, bro. I'm feeling good.
Very nice.
Well, that is Jose's pick to win it all. He gave it to us early. Jose, what number did you get?
I forget what it was. I think it was 33.
Wow.
33. Fuck you, Flash. Suck it. Fuck the United States. Fucking losers, choke artists can't even beat Portugal.
Yeah, they're tough, man. I bet you they tie tonight. I bet you they tie. But because they're going to lose to the Netherlands, lose the group unless they score like 6 goals tonight. But yeah, the Netherlands are a tough team, and I wish I had thought about it before I capped the games last night, because last night's when I put all my futures in, and the Netherlands was at the top of the list.
Interesting. Yeah, I still just have Flash's picks that he gave us on Germany and Spain, and they both lost their third game, which, one loss in the World Cup, if you're a dynamite team, it seems to help. I mean, it helped Argentina. It seems to tighten things up. So it's not the worst case scenario as long as you get through the group and get a reasonable.
Germany. Can't sleep on Germany. Hell no. I got a future on them too. So. I'm not worried about that.
I wonder if I should add Netherlands to my action, but maybe I should. Let's go into our WNBA breakdowns. Our guy Teece has picked out 2 games that he has action on, and we start at 7 p.m. Eastern with the Phoenix Mercury without Brittany Griner in the lineup. She's worrying about her mental health and out. They've lost 3 straight games going into Indiana Fever, who have lost 4 straight games. Both teams played on Sunday. Mercury lost by 19 at Chicago. This is their 4th straight road game. And the Fever had 4 straight road games themselves. They'd lost to the Liberty and the Sparks back-to-back on the road. Lost at home badly to Seattle, 85-62 on Sunday. That's the situation. We have Indiana sitting here as these are bet online openers. They open up at 6.5. It quickly goes to 5.5. It's sitting at 6 right now. So we have a half-point move to Phoenix. From a total side of things, over at Bet Online, opened up at 160.5 and is now at 159.5. Was there any other movement there? Did it just go down? Oh, there was quite a bit of movement. It got down to 159 at 6:52 this morning and then climbed up to 160. But we're down a point. Pistol Pete Loshak. These Mercury are 1-12 on the road. The Fever are 1-8 at home. Should the Fever be 6-point favorites? Pete, do you have a feel on this one before Teece gives us the goods?
Well, I texted you. I try to figure out how Teece looks at these things. And this morning it was 159. I told you I think he likes the over, but probably more so the first half over. I'm going to predict that Teece's prediction for this game is first half over, 81.5 or 81.
Take it away, Teece.
You're absolutely right, Pete.
You see, this is capping the cappers. It's so vital. It's so important.
Yeah. Now, here's a big question, and this line is telling me Nalissa Smith's going to be in. That's huge because the Fever have been a shit show without her. They need her in there. We need her in there for the points. But I mean, without Brittany Griner, and I'll tell you what, man, whatever that person in the airport said to her, man, I'd love to know because she's been all kinds of struggling ever since then. So I'd love to know what this guy in Dallas airport said to her. But anyway, and that also made the WNBA be able to allow teams to charter their own planes, during the season. That's craziness. But so it must have been something really good, or really bad. But anyway, yeah. So without Brittany Griner, and me feeling that Nalissa Smith's going to be in the lineup, I think we're getting a steal at what was it, 81.5 now? Is that what you said?
I probably got a bad number, but that's what I bet. I looked at that game. I was like, I think I know how Teece thinks now. And I was like, grabbed 81.5. By the way, I tailed a bunch of your first half overs yesterday or something, saved my day on that one, especially the Dallas Vegas one. I was like, that's a great bet. I also put the Vegas team total overs as well. Yeah, I got 81.5, Teece.
That's what's available here market wide, 81.5. We've seen Bovada move it to 82.
Yeah, and I mean, even the Mercury, they're just an enigma to me. They really are. But without Brittany Griner, there's nobody there to stop the scoring. So I just think that the Fever, if they can get back on track scoring, we shouldn't have a problem getting this over. The Dream at home for the first half, they're 7-5 to the over, and seven wins, 5 losses to the over. And I need to be clarified, because when I watched last week's show, I was saying 7-5 to the under, which I was meaning was 7 wins, 5 losses to the under, 5 unders. So I got to be clarified what I'm saying here. So, and off of a loss, did I say the Dream? I meant the Fever. Darn it. The Fever. Sorry. Let me get back to this. The Fever are at home. They're 4-4, so they're 50% on the over. But off of a loss, they're 8-10 to. Hold on. I got my stats all mixed up here. My apologies. Let me get right. They're 4.
Hello? What the fuck?
What's wrong, Pete? Talk to us. You're good.
They're 4-4, 50% at home, but after a loss, they're 12-5. So they have 12 wins, 12 overs, 5 unders after a loss. And the Mercury off a loss are 10-6, 10 wins, 10 overs, 6 unders. So both teams over 50%, over 60%. So I think that this is the play. And as a favorite, the Fever are 4-1, 4 overs, 1 loss, 80% to the over. So as long as Nalissa Smith plays, which I believe she is, this line is telling me she's in, the Fever, this game should fly over as far as the first half goes. I'm not going to touch the full game because you never know what happens in these second halves. I got my one loss last week. The Wings, the Sun just came out of nowhere, bombing threes in the third quarter, end up winning the game, pushing it over by 3 or 4 points. I was mad, so I'm just going to go first half over.
First half over. You like it, Pete? I see you nodding your head.
I already bet it, because when I looked at it, I was like, I think this is what Teece is going to take, and I like it.
First half over 81.5 for our guy Parlay Teece. That's in Mercury Fever. Let's move on to the second game on today's card, 10 p.m. Eastern. Now, there's 4 games on the card, but there are 2 spots that our guy Teece is attacking. New York Liberty 19-6, 9-2 on the road at the Los Angeles Sparks 9-16, 7-7 at home. We're at crypto.com here. This is our late game, our night saver here. We have the Sparks 2-game winning streak coming to a halt at home against this Liberty squad on Sunday. So 2 days later, we have the rematch. The Liberty won 87-79 here. And that was the bounce back for the Liberty, who had just lost at Minnesota at home against Minnesota 88-83. Line history wise here, we have and this is at Bet Online. We have this opening up with the Liberty as 9-point favorites, get to 9.5, sitting right now at 8.5. So we have a half-point move towards the Sparks, and from a total perspective, we have this opening up at 167.5. It has dropped a point to 166.5. It is juiced to the under. Nutflush says you want a crazy stat on Cobb. I would love that. Luchase Fox in the house says the Sparks suck. Easy pick on the Liberty. Let's see. Pistol Pete Loshak. What did you move on this one, and what is your expectation on Teece's action?
I don't know. I mean, first of all, what happened was I was listening to Teece, and all of a sudden I heard no audio from him, and I wanted to make sure that my internet wasn't cut off. But everything's good now. Yeah, I mean, this is a weird one, right? Because the Liberty were getting, the Sparks were getting absolutely blown out in the last game. Then they came back late and actually got the cover, and now you have the same line. So I'm not sure what to make of this, but my sense is that probably, getting all these points, the Sparks getting 9 would again be the play. I don't know if Teece is going to do that, but I looked this game, I'm like, this is crazy game. If you gave me a free bet on it right now before I hear what Teece has to say, I'd throw it on the Sparks at +9. But that's free bet only. And
quickly, Ron Walsek says, back to the Fever, says, do not trust the Fever after scoring only 62 at home Sunday, taking Mercury team total overs from our man, Ron Walsek. Let's hear what Teece has to say. Liberty Sparks, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Well, the Sparks have a lot of injuries. Again, Lexi Brown's out, so she's out. Illness. And Nia Cloudon's out. China Aguamike's out. So, and so it's tough. It's tough. And I'll tell you what, don't be misled about the Sparks coming back on the Liberty last game. The Liberty took their starters out. Yeah. Sure. So, they put them back in, we're able to get the win, but I don't see them doing that this game. And I didn't take a side. I'm not going to sit here and say I did, but the numbers don't. I was looking at the numbers on this, and nothing about them wants me on a side. But if I were going to take a side, I'd probably take the Liberty in this. But like I said, I'm not taking a side. I'm going with the first half over, just because the numbers are just too lopsided not to in this matchup. Let me pull them up. I had them up, and then I moved on to the injury report. But if you look at the Liberty are 16-8 overall to 16 overs, 8 unders overall in the season. On the road, they're 7-3, 70%, 7 overs, 3 unders, and off of a win, they're 12-6, 12 overs, 6 unders. So I mean, they're going to score. They're going to score points. I mean, you may even look at a Liberty team total over in this.
Right.
At least the first half anyway. And then as far as the Sparks go, the Sparks are a little different tale. They're 12-12. They're 50% to the under and over. And at home, they are 6 over, 7 unders, and off of the loss, they're 7 overs, 8 unders. So they're mediocre. But those numbers were the same when I gave the over out last week against the Fever, and we covered by I think 3 points or whatever. And I think we get an over here in I know we're going to get a over here in the first half of the Liberty to Sparks. So that's where I'm at.
And I'll tell you what I just bet. Liberty first half team total over 45.5 at -105. Not bad, huh?
No, I like it.
Why would you not like Liberty first half -5 as well?
I do. The problem with it is when I look at this on the road, they're 6-4 against the spread, and as a favorite, they're 11-12 against the spread on the road.
Right.
So,
okay.
Full year for the year, they're 11-12
right.
in the first half.
Right.
But and they're 8-4 off a win. So I would go that way, and I most likely will. I just haven't put it in yet, and I don't want to give plays out I haven't put in yet. So
right.
I respect it. We have first half overs, 81.5 in Mercury Fever, and 85.5 in Liberty Sparks. Nutflush on says the only problem with the Cobb spot is he caught the tail end of that stomach bug from the road trip. Interesting. I didn't know that was going on. Real Deal Prime saying in Teece we trust.
Hey, another guy that's pretty good at predicting me in the chat here is G Martinez. He could probably tell you what I like before I even tell you. He's pretty good at
important. It's funny.
But I mean, we have a total of what, 5 games today or
4?
four games today. So, I've got 2 others. If you guys want, just check it out later on. I'll give you out the other plays. I just wanted to come on here, give you the best plays. I know some of you don't have time to watch in the mid-afternoon, so wanted to give you out some winners that you can get on tonight.
I love it.
But if you have first half team totals that 45.5 minus 105 from everything you just said, even if the Liberty don't cover the -5 in the first half, they're almost certainly going to get to 46 first half points based on everything you just said.
I agree. Let's put it in there, Jim. Let's put it in there for Pete and I. Team total first half.
Oh, yeah, I like it. Okay.
A lot of places don't offer WNBA first half team totals, though. Heritage does.
They're tough to find. I got to do them in game with a local.
Right.
And by that time, I'm getting like 50s and stuff, and it's like, oh man.
Teece, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us. Teece can be found at Who Banging Sports Network, our guy DJ Big Boss's channel. Also, please follow our friend Teece on Twitter. He puts all his action out there. I'm going to pop his handle here in the chat. Please give him a follow and support him. He does a lot of good. And hopefully we need you at Pubapalooza 3. We missed you last year. We still have the fond memories of Ixnizzle pouring beer on the tit cake that Jose Bouquet's mom so kindly made for you. He poured some beer on the nipple, and then he started fingering the nipple, and it upset us. It was your birthday cake, but at midnight, just let the Cappers do whatever they got.
I had my ticket. I had my ticket. I just didn't get on a plane, Jim. My birthday was that day, and I just caught myself into a depression and just stayed in bed for 2 days. And then got out of bed. Damn, I should be in San Antonio. What the heck?
You know what? That's just a part of life, man. There's highs and lows and good feelings and bad feelings. That's a part of life. But we love you unconditionally, and just know that.
I love you guys. Real. Thank you. I appreciate it. And like I said, if any of y'all are free at 3:45 p.m. Eastern, head on over to Who Banging Sports Talk and check out we got next, man. I'll give you the other 2 games out, and I'll probably come up with some other plays on the games that I gave. So, but take the 2 that I gave out tonight, the three that Pete threw in there, and I love it. And let's cash some money, guys. Let's make some money.
There he is, our guy Parlay Teece.
Paul DeJong official.
I like it. I think it's a great pickup. I think he's very useful. Very, very useful, especially with Bobo out. But it shows that they don't want Espinal, playing every day. But so much to talk about, so much to figure out. And you're going to be able to do a ton of it on The Balking Dead at 3:10, and then Say Hey Plays of the Day at 5 p.m. alongside Bobano. It is time, Pete, for the birthday pick to our friend Cuban Wayne Gretzky. And while I'm very interested to hear what your birthday pick is, as we all are, I also get great joy out of the uplifting monologues that tend to be adjoined to this play. While you are making this decision, I'm going to review all action here.
Okay,
this will
good.
help, I think. So we're going to start here from the earliest game, and Pete is on the Marlins first 5 minus 130, and I want to join him on that. We stayed off of Brewers Nats. Jose's on the foot, and now I've given out all of the action from our friends. This is just Pete and I's action and Jose's here, so to keep it tight here, because we gave out everybody's action, and I'm going to go over it. But so Jose's on the full game over in Tampa, New York. Pete and I stayed off. Pimp slot play today is the Detroit Tigers. I'm on the Detroit Tigers first 5. Vipers on the Detroit Tigers, or Tigers, Pirates first 3 and first 5 unders. Loshak's on the Jays first 5, team total under 2.5. Orioles first 5. I'm on the Orioles first 5 in full game. BJ's best bet, Baltimore Orioles money line. Cuban Wayne Gretzky is giving off Eskil Tovar home run tonight. It's also his birthday today. Then Strider over 9.5 Ks from our friend Sharpie is his max bet. Loshak's on Atlanta first 5, team total over 2.5. The Braves race to 3. Just then we have Jose on the Twins -121 spreadsheet play of the day is also on the Minnesota Twins. Loshak's on the White Sox first 5 full game and the under 9.5. I'm off of that spot, but interested. Mike M's Ribeye play of the day is Joey Votto at +215. And the gift from TJ, the gift, Cincinnati Reds, Chicago Cubs, 35 over 4.5. Then we have Loshak on the Guardians first 3. I'm also on that. Then Loshak's on the Mets, Kansas City under 10. I'm about to move on the first 3 under. I'm also on the Royals first 3. Padres, Rockies, we stayed off. Loshak's on Seattle first 3 in the Nerfy. I'm going to move on Seattle first 5. Loshak is on Arizona, San Francisco first 5 under 4. I'm on the Giants first 5. And A's, Dodgers, we are off. WNBA, Pete is on the first half over alongside our friend Teece in Phoenix, Indiana. And he's on the Liberty team total, first half team total over 45.5. Here we go. Pistol Pete. It is time to find out what is the birthday pick.
All right, first of all, happy birthday to you, the Cuban Wayne Gretzky. Yeah, I say a lot of bullshit about life, a lot of these birthday dedications. I ramble on and on, but today I'll let someone else express it for me. I think the best way to summarize life is from Burt Young in one of the best movies ever, Once Upon a Time in America. Everybody go watch that. He goes, life is funnier than shit, but it's the way he says it that really communicates everything you need to know about life. So that's my message to you about life, Cuban Wayne Gretzky. Go watch the movie Once Upon a Time in America and listen very carefully to when Burt Young gives his summary and explanation about the nature of life and the nature of existence. Jimmy, have you ever seen Once Upon a Time in America?
I've not, but I've written it down. I need to.
It's a fucking good movie. No, seriously. You know I hate almost all movies, which is true. But that's a really great one. That is a fucking really great one. All right, Cuban Wayne Gretzky. Watch Once Upon a Time in America. My message to you about life is what Burt Young says in that movie. And for the birthday picks, I don't like to give like the first 5 team totals or the first 3s because not everybody. I like to just give like a first 5 or you know what I think I'm going to do, Jim? I don't know. I want to give Arizona, San Francisco, but most places have 3.5s at +100, and you can't buy it at 4 at a lot of places. That's what I would love to give. I would give that for just that friggin' World Cup pick, except fucking Teece likes the under. That shocked me, to be perfectly honest, Jim. Almost as much as when Jose Bouquet only made 4 picks in the last week of the football contest. I was shocked to hear that Teece knew that game and liked the under. I was like, wow, that's not a good sign.
You, Pete. We're not going to win fucking anything this year, Pete. Your fucking March Madness picks are going to suck. You're going to lose in the first week of Survivor again. You're fucked this year.
Even if that happens, I've been on a high ever since the football contest as far as like my enjoyment is concerned. If I ever need to feel good, all I do is think about Jose Bouquet only made 4 picks in the last week of that, and instantly I'm laughing my ass off. I feel great. There's nothing that can happen in this year's football contest that will ever take that away, Jose Bouquet. So no matter what, at the end of this year's football contest, I'm going to be feeling great and laughing my ass off at will. Just remembering what happened in last year's football contest last week. Jose Bouquet only making 4 picks within striking distance of winning, not mathematically eliminated himself by only making 4 picks. Unfriggin' believable. All right, here you go. Cuban Wayne Gretzky, happy birthday to you. My birthday pick to you is going to be, if you can bet WNBA first half team totals, without question, pound the hell out of Liberty first half team total over 45.5. But that's not the birthday pick. My birthday pick will be, God, I could give Alcantara with Miami first half. That's probably just a really solid friggin' play. And oh man, Cleveland first 5. I don't want to give a first 3, but I could just give that because as Sharpie said, something seems off with Valdez. You know what I mean? Something seems wrong with him. But you know what? I'll just give Arizona first 5, under 4 -126 is my pick. But for the birthday pick, we can make it 3.5 +100. Some places might have +105. I think Gallon will be all right. I think Cobb will be all right. First half under 3.5 +100. Arizona, San Francisco. Happy birthday to you, Cuban Wayne Gretzky.
That was beautifully done, Pete. Tori Coker liking Marlins first 5. That's one of Pete's picks that I didn't bet before the show, but I'm going to be jumping on. Thank you guys so much. Tori Coker, Trans Canada, Lou Chase Fox, Cover Kings. By the way, Cover King says he'll win the contest if he joins. There is Sal, says that Liberty line now minus 125 to the under. Smoky Potts. Perky Sanderson, Ron Crawford, KBO overnight, LG Twins at minus 120. Happy birthday, Cuban Wayne Gretzky, my friend. Thank you for spending part of it with us. We love you, man. Can't wait for hockey season. He says 76 days away. 76 days away. Teece was on our show as well. G. Martinez, AOD, Nut Flush, Allen. What a great group. Ronnie Walsek, Ricky, Bobby. Thank you, guys. Luke Murphy, esteemed author Luke Murphy. BT rolling with us as well. Stimmy OG, Sancho, Slow Jams, Arsenal, Rants, Rem Most, Morgan Spooner. Morgan Spooner became a member today. So did our guy Perky Sanderson. Both became members of Pub Sports Radio. Thank you to Sean Higgs, to our friend Arthur Mead Jr. and Sammy Culmer, all for the donos. It means a ton to us. Mr. Heat, Alex Hills, thank you guys. We have absolutely nothing without you. Nate Dogg 420, and I mean it. We have nothing without you guys. Thank you guys, man. Mark Schillingberg, love it. Says Jimmy Pete, Jose Teece, chat, love all. Let's smoke these books today. Thank you guys for the love for my little guy, Mark Schillingberg's son. Broke his femur. Man, 8 weeks in that cast. Thinking about you and the family, Mark. Thank you guys for your support. Jose, thank you for all the hard work and everything that you put into our big show here. Don't forget Balking Dead at 3:10 p.m. and Say Hey Plays of the Day at 5 p.m. And also, don't forget that we're going to go out there. We're going to take the bookies and we're going to start milking them slowly and then fast. Leche! Hey, Los Bookmakers!